Hey, what's going on? We're gonna have a couple, well, at least one more joining us, maybe two more joining us. Pete's off this week. He's been suspended because he says that first appearances only appear in the guts and not on covers. So I don't know what that means, but whatever it is, I was supposed to say it. All right. We've got an interesting week. There's how many comic books? Is it 8?
8.
Holy heck, 8 comic books. Also, there's we didn't get to clipping the free comic book, but Wayseeker's going to cover that. We also got some news and everybody's favorite. We were going to put up Catherine Kennedy hits it because there's big news coming out of there, but we decided that was too trollish, so we went with the much less trollish thumbnail of what is Star Wars had a week. We will be reviewing all the Vision stuff, just so you know, and covering all the comics, and then we got some toys from Dom, so we have all that to go through. We're going to say hi to the chat real quickly, and then after we do that, we'll get into it because we're trying not to make it long. Is GT Key Comics first in your guys' chat?
Yep.
Because sometimes I have to switch back thing I didn't. Okay. A thumbs up. Hi. GT Key Comics. Hi. Good to see you. Tommy, saying hi, bye saying hi and bye for an even better algorithm. Have a good show, lads, and catch you on the rewind. Cool. You know what? Before we go on, I do want to say something. So, for those people that have been around with us for a long time, there's a guy, Daggett's Comics. We talk about him all the time. I know some of you guys buy comics from him. He has had a lot of health issues lately, but as of Friday, he actually got a new kidney. So he'll be getting out of the hospital on Monday. So if you're in the Ohio, Michigan, Indiana area, and you see Daggett's, or if you buy comics off him, just shout him out real quickly. Give him a little thumbs up and everything. He's doing well. I'm talking back and forth with him. We'll talk more on TAC about it because he's going to be showing up in Motor City. So we have a whole plan. But I'm glad he's doing better, dude, because he's one of the good ones. So
when's Motor City?
Motor City's in 2 weeks. All right. Yeah, we'll get it going though. We'll talk about it on TAC. Hey, look at Ronnie's picture. Ronnie looking good, buddy.
Nice.
Star Wars Sunday, the best medicine of the week. House of Don rumors are always. We got Dom going crazy already. Okay, here we go.
Always.
Hey, what happened did you go? Why? We'll talk about it later. But remind me to ask you a question about MCM. All right, I need a break for real life Star Wars talk. Dark Side Crew, help me. We're gonna give it to you, Joe. Joe. Good evening, gents. Is that the one that chokes or is that the one that blows up?
He dies. He gets choked, right?
He gets choked.
Is he choked or blowing up? I can't remember which one.
He gets choked through your screen.
Eric, hi. Whenever I talk to Eric, it always feels like we hang up and we're never done talking to each other. So, oh shoot, I think I'm supposed to talk to him tomorrow. That's cool. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Taking
sounds like a high school relationship.
Oh yeah, it is. No, we just talk. Well, me and Eric used to do back issues. That show back issues. That was really good. Yeah. I'm taking Tommy off my Christmas list for stealing my line about algorithm. Pew pew kaboom. Good job, Ed. You do it. Jeffrey Drake, hello everyone. Is the pooch in good spirits and on the mend, Rodney? What the heck?
Rodney's pooch got attacked by a dog.
Sorry to hear, Rodney. All right.
Poor thing.
Better but not out of the woods yet. Thanks, Jeffrey. Okay, yeah. Hopefully it does well. Okay, cool. Hey everyone, I'm ready for some Star Wars talk. Dude, we got a week full of it this week.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Blue Beetle guy.
May the 4th.
My market comment.
Avenger the 5th. You got a whole bunch of stuff.
Good grounds for suspension. It was good grounds for suspension for old PD Poo. All right. Dwayne Scott, never fear, the Sith are here. Dr. Smith lost his space voice. No. What's up, fellows? Pound. All right, what is Burger King saying tonight? I'm here to demand that Marco stop selling Superman, Venom, and Spider-Man FCBD for $30. Dude, I can't help you with that. And I hope you guys got Animal Crossing is all I'm saying. We told you about those books. Like, you should have got it. And then Dom and Jedi came on the back around for the Spider-Man book. So whatever. If that Spider-Man Venom's not going for $30, is it?
No, the Spider-Man number 1. The Spider-Man number 2 with the there's a new character inside the book. It has Miles Morales and Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, the Spider-Man Miles Morales one. Yeah, not the there was
not the Venom. I don't think the Venom one.
Yeah, there was 2 books that came out there. Oh wow, good to hear he's doing better. Okay, cool. Martin, what's going on? Star Wars Sunday, let's go! And he's got chilling, drinking beers. Yes, sir. choke. There it goes. Force choke. That's what
for sure.
the force choke gives him the O face, huh?
Yeah, Ozil. Remember.
Hi and bye, Dom. You're an American treasure and Wayseeker. You're the
Thank
best.
you.
All
Let's
right.
go, Lopez.
Mr. Lopez needs to change his name once again. I think we're gonna have to ban him from this show until he does. All right, what's up, John? John, what's going on, bud? I still have to watch Visions, but I'm here to watch anyways. We'll talk about that later. We've broken up 2 points. We might actually split it up. We'll see. We're gonna try to get JJ in here because JJ is JJ, and he's gonna be very ornery about these and artsy fartsy about it. Anyway, Wayseeker and Lopez are getting married. Oh. Can you believe that Lopez used to hate Wayseeker? Used to like absolutely
He used to not like me at all.
Wow,
he used to call.
When you on
He
the
used to
comments,
go, Marco Jr.'s there. You just got to go. I think he was jealous that he because he really wanted to be on this show. I think that's what it really is. But you know, he's got over it now. Now he's over on the other show. He's doing good. I haven't watched Vision either. Is it good? We'll talk about it, but I thought it was. I mean, Star Wars is having a week. Like they are having a week, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But for all you people that want Catherine Kennedy news and movie news, Wayseeker, let's get into the news.
Oh, we got Jeffrey. Jeffrey's coming here.
Got my deck building game this weekend. So when does Wayseeker want to have his basic? Okay, let's play it. We'll set up members. He's a member. Let's set up a members only thing, and we'll play against each other. I have a way to play. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Maybe this coming up weekend.
It's a really good game too, and I mean I don't know if Marco's actually ever played the game, but it is a really good game.
Dude, Wayseeker, real life. Who am I gonna play that with? You're the biggest dorks I know around. There's no way anybody.
I've even tried to play. I have a dumbed down version I can play with the kid.
All right, whatever. No, we play other real games. We play like Monopoly, and
That's not a real game.
If you lose, you got to pay rent.
Monopoly's a horrible game.
And if you lose, you got to pay rent. That's
I'm sure your kids pay rent.
They do. Yep, that's why they
pay rent big time, right? You start young.
See, there you go.
Marco's just throwing out $100 bills to his kids. Like, here you go, buy some presents.
That's not exactly how that works.
Not exactly.
They get a budget. They get a budget. They get a budget. They do get a budget. We're not talking about that. Jedi, what's up? Get us into news, Wayseeker. We can talk about the budget because it is an interesting thing. Because somebody brought it up this week. They asked, and we have a budget that the kids get to spend for like birthday gifts for other kids' birthday parties. You know, like they can't buy us. They get a couple different. So like they can choose one Lego, but it's got to be $40 or less. They can choose one stuffy, but it's got to be $20.
Lego, man. Legos are $40 or more, man. They
gotta make it work. We just don't let them go over $100 total. So there's like three categories, and usually they get one thing out of each category for the kids. So, all right, go. What are you gonna do, man? Does your kid not get invited to stuff? That's how it works nowadays.
We don't spend that much money. I'm just saying we do get invited, but we aren't in the $100 per present. Birthday present.
I don't know. Their friends are all good kids, man. They deserve something nice. So, what's up, Wookiee Fanatic? You can't be the guy that sells toys and comics and not come correct during a birthday party with giving kids toys. I'll just tell you that right off the bat. You just can't do it.
That's why I don't sell toys.
Yeah.
You know?
All right,
that's the thing. Take the toys you don't want, you wrap them up, you give them to the kid.
Dom, you just send me all those toys and I'll just wrap them up and give them to kids.
Absolutely.
You know
all right, let's get into news. Let's go. Definitely. What's up, Jedi? You here for Visions?
Yeah, that Invader.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We need some comic love.
Both good, yeah. Because I think I'm the only one that read them all. All right.
I didn't read them all.
Fucking A. This show is literally based on.
Do you know how much we had? I've been playing Star Wars the game for that.
It's been a huge week for Star Wars. I've been reading. JJ was like, "What does the title mean?" It's been a big week for Star Wars or whatever.
We got a huge book.
It's a huge week for Star Wars. If you didn't do anything, how many texts did you guys get? Real quickly before we get to news, how many texts did you guys get this week about like, "Hey, happy Star Wars Day" on either the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th? I must have got 60 from people that don't know it. Yeah,
from my work. Everybody at my work knows what I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
People like, "Hey Dom, happy Star Wars Day." I said, "That's you too."
Yeah, and also with you. That's how I always respond.
We lift up our hearts. We lift them up to
Let's go. Jedi, did nobody wish you a happy 4th? 5th? Nothing? Your work literally put out a big old memo about how important of a Star Wars podcaster you are, and nobody said, "Hey, happy 4th?"
Yeah, probably a few people. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right, right off the top. Kennedy came out this week and is looking to James Bond for movie release inspiration. She wants to find ways to vintage Star Wars movies. And she specifically said she does not want Star Wars movies to be releasing every year. She likes the 3-year, 4-year model.
George Lucas did that.
I actually, unlike so much other stuff that Wayseeker sends out, I actually read this article. And nowhere in the entire article, other than the headline, does it say anything about Bond. It's not. There's nothing in the article about Bond, their strategy.
Thank you.
Their schedule. Nothing in there except for this clickbait.
Thank you.
Of an article.
Wait, did she mention anything about George Lucas about the 3 years movies every 3 years?
Thank you.
She didn't mention anything about George Lucas.
Hold on. No, Dom. I've been trying for years to tell you when we've been going through news. Did anybody else read the article? And for years, the answer's like, the headline says. Headline says.
There was not one.
I read the article.
She mentioned James Bond in the article that she takes the inspiration from the every 3 years type of a thing.
No, but she did say she doesn't want to do it every year. So I think the person just thought of like Bond because Bond doesn't do it every year.
Well, you know what? Listen, the thing is, if you make the freaking stories great, you could have a Star Wars movie every year.
No, she doesn't. We don't need a Star Wars movie every year.
No, she wants to make it an event, not watered down. Did you not? Nobody read the. I read the article.
By the time
you read the article.
What are you talking about?
She wants to make it.
If she's gone, hey, and this is one of those things where people. It's like we had Dave Dombrowski as the manager for the Tigers, and people were like, "Oh, Dombrowski, can't wait till he's gone." Look at how good the Tigers been since then. So say what you want, but like she's gonna be retiring here coming soon. She's not. She's pretty long in the tooth. There's not. I'm not ageism.
I think she wants to see the next movie released.
Yeah,
I think she wants to get through that.
Get that through that. Yeah.
Get the plan moving, and then she's turning 70. She doesn't need to be doing this until she's 80.
She definitely doesn't. But dude, how bad Dom? But this is the problem. Dom always asks for stuff, then he gets it, and it turns out to be a shit sandwich. And then he's like, "Why is it a shit sandwich?"
The stories are the problem. Make good stories. That's all you have to do is make good stories, and every Star Wars fan, 99%.
But I think the problem, Dom, is a lot of times good stories, good preparation takes time. And if you're ramming these things out every 6 months to a year, you're not going to have that preparation time to make a good product. I think.
If you actually look at some of the worst Star Wars projects, they were rammed together. I.e., that last movie they did.
Let me tell you something. I thought Solo was a very good movie. Put out the wrong time. It was.
But Solo, Dom, Solo took 4 years.
And Solo needed another 6 months.
Or was it 5? Or was it 5 years?
It was his knack of firing people in the middle of doing things.
It needed to get done from what we saw, but it needed another 6 months. Solo needed another 6 months to cut some things out and to add some stuff. It really did. It was not a bad movie, but it could have been better.
Dom, here's the other thing that we might add. She's fired some people, but she hasn't fired enough. You're saying firing people who are writing. You didn't read the stuff because you're saying you want good reading, writing. It wasn't good writing. There was good ideas, but there was never good. Come on. The Eye of the Bug, even in the comics, kind of sucked. In the movie version of it, was even more fucking. It was a baby eating like a spider, dude. It was fucked up, bro. It had nothing to do with Star Wars. Nothing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you're acting like the stuff that's been canceled. It's like DC where you're like, oh shit, I think they canceled something good and left us something shit. That's not the case. The case is, hey JJ. The case is that the stuff that has been canceled is even worse than the stuff we got. Worse.
It's hard. I just don't think you realize how hard it is.
I know. Look, don't get me wrong. I know it's hard, but the fact is that it's so hard now to put out a product that wasn't hard years ago. That people love.
Dom's problem is what a lot of us that are getting up there in age, our problem is we're afraid we're not going to be around to see it. So we want it now, buddy. We want it now.
Yeah.
But part of
around in a couple of years.
Part of the problem is, and we all, I guess
Sorry,
part of
I guess part. It's okay. What? Life goes on.
Part of the problem is that the older you get too, you are searching for nostalgia and childhood wonderment. Okay? That's not going to ever come. Sorry to break it to Dom and probably you too, Jedi. We're not getting that ever again. I mean, you kind of felt it, I guess, in Maverick. It gave you that tingle in your underwear again. But like, that's one project every. What was last? Top Gun was what? 80, 86, 88, something like 85. Okay, sorry, JJ. Off the top of my head, 1 year off. Okay, 85. So 85. Good to have you, JJ. That's 85. That's a long ass time. Dom wants movies every 2 years and a year, dude. Could you imagine? You would be burnt out.
The fact is that the way things are today, they can do it, but they.
Oh no, John, I'm happy.
What you're gonna get? What you're gonna get is Fast and Furious 10. Nobody wants Fast and Furious.
Yeah, nobody wants.
You know what?
Yeah,
Listen,
I don't
Fast
think
and
you
Furious,
could do
I
it.
won't see it because it's entertaining. But give me entertaining. That's what I'm saying. Boba Fett trilogy, John Wick. That's it.
I don't think you can do it that quickly, Dom, because even though technology is here that we can turn out these fantastic special effects, ideas are not there. The writing is not. It's not anything.
But they get to check the boxes off, all the boxes for everything that they want to put in it.
Yeah, you're gonna have cars going to the moon.
No, that's not what I want. Every time I get pissed, when we're reviewing stuff, and we're gonna break the wall now because every time behind where they have something, and they in the novels they put in something like fucking knitting or a dog or like some shit from that they always keep adding in here, and it's like now it's canon. Now there's actually space dogs and that type of shit. Like, yeah, dude, nobody wants that shit, Dom. Nobody does. All right. What, JJ, you got anything to add on besides a big yawn about Catherine Kennedy?
No, this whole story is a yawn for me.
Yeah, it wasn't anything in there.
Same shit recycled.
Yeah.
So this was the one that I got most of my DMs about this week. This one was the big news early in the week.
John Wick takes more than a year, by the way.
This one was
nothing about Star Wars.
This was another clickbaity thing. So we found out this week that Waititi's next movie's gonna be cleared in the summer. In that they said he's still hoping to film his Star Wars movie in 2024, which was totally not anything that he said. It was just something that was in the article that, he still wants to do it and he's looking at 24. But he never said that. And so everybody's worried because they're like, oh man, why is this movie going forward? Is this going to be the first movie out? I think all it was saying is that his next movie is this. And, maybe we'll get a Star Wars movie sometime in the future. But people are freaking out because they do not want this movie to ever see the Star Wars world. So again, I put this one in there because I got at least 10 DMs this week.
Why is he going to do worse than Ryan Johnson and Abrams? Like,
Ryan Johnson's wasn't that bad, JJ.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
I think after Thor, people think it's going to be worse than that. Yes.
Yeah.
So they want.
I didn't think Thor was that bad.
I didn't hate Thor either, JJ.
The last Thor? The
last
one?
It wasn't a great piece of movie making necessarily, but
okay, well there you go. Your opinion of what's good and what's not, we see where your standard is. All right.
I mean, it's not going to be J.J. Abrams bad, but it might be not very much better.
Oh, it might be J.J. No, this might be J.J. Abrams bad. It might be Suicide Squad 1 bad, like compared to Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I don't think this is ever happening.
That's a lot of hate to put on the guy to say this last Squad 1 bad.
It might be, dude.
It's a lot of hate,
it might be. I don't think this has ever seen the light of day, so I don't really even care.
It didn't even get announced the celebration. People are freaking out because of this.
I can't believe we've talked about it this long, to be honest with you.
Let's move. Let's go. We got 80 comics to cover.
Russo Brothers came out this week and said they had early conversations about joining Kevin Feige's Star Wars film. So
the film
this is where the direction of the Kevin Feige movie was going to go if it, before it got canned. So
that's another one. There we go. Hey, Dom wanted this. He just wanted them to announce
the movie. Really
so
there's one though. I mean, my understanding is it never actually occurred. Like it was just something in Feige's head that I might want to do a Star Wars movie at some point. Like nobody at Lucasfilm actually said Feige's doing a Star Wars movie.
Well, is it? I mean, that's kind of how the Waititi. I think what it is exactly like the Waititi movie and the other one where they're like, okay, sure, go ahead and pitch us something because they'll take any pitch, right? Who wouldn't take a pitch, especially from a name person?
If Kevin Feige wants to pitch you something, you're going to sit down with the guy.
You're going to sit down and say, yeah. And so he's like, oh, cool, I pitched something. It's like people who go into the first interview for a job. Yeah, they got the first interview, but that was usually just because they had a friend there.
Would have been a good choice to do a movie.
No, not for Star Wars. No.
Why? They did freaking Winter Soldier, one of the best Marvel movies.
He did some of the best Marvel movies. That doesn't mean they'll be a perfect fit for Star Wars necessarily.
I know, but
although I will say this, you got Favreau and Filoni that are pretty much imitating the Marvel universe at this point. It seems so.
Yeah.
But that's one of the big complaints. But isn't that one of the big complaints? People are complaining that they're too much trying to do end around game or whatever.
I don't know that enough people have seen it yet. I think after Ahsoka's out and then they try to do like a Filoni movie, like I think then they'll start to see, wow, this is becoming the Marvel verse.
Justin really hates Catherine Kennedy for some reason. I don't
know. A lot of
people
do.
That's the one thing I don't ever understand, because she doesn't have much to do with any of this shit. She just is like, okay, yeah.
Dave Filoni came out this week and said that his movie will center on an era-defining moment, whatever that means.
I would hope.
What does that mean? Tell me what that means.
Shouldn't that be every film? Like, it wasn't like A New Hope centered around the era-defining moment of destroying the Death Star. Like, shouldn't every film be centered around a moment?
Like this is
like an episode of Seinfeld where nothing happens.
Word salad, Dom.
Anyway, an era-defining moment. What's going to happen is that you're going to see everybody's going to be pinned down, and the ghost is going to come out of nowhere, and all the rebels are going to jump out with Ezra, and there's going to be all this crazy lightsaber battles, all this stuff.
Who wants to see that?
But here's the question.
That doesn't sound good, though.
But here's the question. If it is an era-defining moment, we already have a lot of books in this time span that have no mention of this era-defining moment. So, like, I'm really worried about what that's going to do to all those books.
It's going to change canon.
Take place.
Canon doesn't mean shit to Mr. Filoni. So
I know it's gonna ruin all those books. It's just we already know what's gonna happen.
It's like,
the best ever is that interview. If you ever see the interview with the guy that did the Maul voice, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to tell Dave, like, hey, you do know that Padme met Shmi before," and Dave was like, "Nah, that never happened." It's like, yeah, no, Dave, and like, how you don't know that they met, like, little Annie was it like. The fuck are you talking about? How don't you know that shit? And I just got targeted by that for like the 6th time in a row in the last week. And it always reminds me of like, wow, Dave really doesn't know shit about Star Wars, does he?
He does. The real Dave is kidnapped. They have an imposter.
Oh, this is Robot Dave?
He's an
AI Dave.
AI Dave.
It's really Catherine Kennedy. She shrunk down. She put on a cowboy hat.
Dave Filoni.
Like Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise is going to tear off the mask and
it's Tom Cruise. They're about the same height.
So much of that deserved the bell. There was a couple of.
All right, we'll keep it up. But that was a word salad right there. We did find out this week that Tony Gilroy finished the Andor script before the writer's strike. No delays. Anticipated filming is going forward. They still expect this thing to release early fall of next year. So. He's staying on. He's not going to do any writing, but he's going to be on site to do music scoring and other stuff. So
and secretly writing stuff and making sure it works the right way.
there's like this writer strike thing is always baffles me. Is like because a lot of them that say, "Oh, no work, no production," but they're also producers on the film, which basically makes them managers.
Yeah.
Of the film.
You can't be manager and
you can't
labor.
Just not show up, bro. Like if you want your movie to get made and you want to make any money, you're gonna have to go in.
Yeah, he admitted he's going to be still casting and doing all the stuff with the actors and doing all that stuff. So basically, he's not going to write, but he is. So
he's going to find pages that are like,
how many episodes it's going to be? It's going to be 12 episodes again.
It's 12 episodes.
I think they already said last season.
Okay.
Yeah,
so this writer's strike is affecting UK too, right? And that's what
if the writers are part of WGA or whatever it's called,
which a lot of them are.
So, The strike may not be affecting projects that we know of, but there's a good chance it's going to impact projects beyond that maybe we don't know about yet.
Well, yeah, and it's more international than you think. Like I said, a lot of times there's solidarity strikes where, like for instance, if the Academy Awards here in America does something, BAFTA, which is the Academy Awards in the UK, will do similar things a lot of times. It's kind of like a show of solidarity in the movie industry type thing. So there's always these kind of like solidarity strikes.
You mean instead of 2, Justin, you wish Mandalorian would have actually 12 episodes? It's kind of funny. Because
it'd be nice to have 12 episodes for Mando. We see a lot more,
So we could have fucking 10 episodes of nonsense garbage. And
You
Two
would get
episodes
more
with Jack
Lizzie.
Black
I
and
don't
Lizzo in
mind.
it.
I would be fine with it, but you'd get more Lizzie, Dom, and you'd be so mad. You'd be like,
Yeah, you'd get
Lizzie's
so
in
mad.
4 episodes.
Yeah.
I'll be like doing this the entire time.
You expect Dave to be able to write a coherent story for 12 episodes when he can't write a coherent story for 8?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Dave.
That's what I'm saying. You keep asking for all this shit, Dom, but I don't think you know what you're asking for. Like, even Jedi's come to the dark side at this point. Welcome to the dark side, Jedi.
12 episodes of Jack Black. How about that?
Yeah, that's exactly
that's
what you get. You get
That's what
11
you're going to
episodes.
get.
You'll get 11 episodes of Jack Black and 1 good episode at the end with
No, with Lizzo. You get 12 episodes of Jack Black and 1 with Lizzo.
Jack Black's going to pull out the little thing that he plays, the little plastic toy thing, and then his partner, the fat bald dude's going to walk out there and go,
It's gonna be like School of Rock, but Star Wars.
yeah, right.
So no surprise here going forward. Gilroy did say that the last 3 episodes, the final arc, are going to cover the final 3 days. So it sounds like each episode's going to be 1 day going up to Rogue One. So we knew that it was going to go right up to it. Now we know it's the final 3 episodes. We'll all cover those final 3 days. So that's cool. I'm great. And
You think they re-released Rogue One in theaters at the end of that thing? They seem to do that a lot.
Yeah, maybe a 10. Maybe a 10. What year is it right now?
2024 is when this will probably come out. So.
No, but when's 10-year anniversary? They'll do it for an anniversary.
Oh, I was thinking maybe at the end of the
I think they might do it at the end. Yeah.
Oh,
the
maybe.
end of
Yeah,
it.
they might. That'd be cool.
to capitalize.
God, I remember seeing so happy with that movie.
It'd be cool if they released like the last 3 arcs, like the last 3 episodes in the theater, and then you could go right into Rogue One, so like a double feature.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sticks, the next thing already answers your question. But she says she's not going to be in it, which means, what does that mean, guys?
She's not going to be in it.
She's probably going to be in it.
She's not going to be in it. No,
it makes no sense for her being it.
She's not going to be in it.
Why would they? Why would she meet him in
They're
the 3 days
bulking it
leading
back
up
to
to it
it.
and then meet
No,
him again?
no. It doesn't. That doesn't mean you have to do that. You could have her being. Oh well, it's 3 days. Yeah, she's already in prison. She wouldn't be there, would she?
No.
Yeah.
Well, you could maybe have an episode with her, like with Saul Guerrero, just an episode with them together in one of those like.
That's not how he's doing things. That's not how he's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm glad because you'd have to pigeonhole and fuck some canon up to get her in there. And
No, I don't think so. But I think she wants to come back for something. I think she really does. She likes this character. She wants the money. I'd be.
Who
fine with
doesn't want the money?
Yeah.
Well, we said it before.
Give it to me, I'll take it.
We said it before Andor comes out. If you're going to revisit a character in a prequel, Andor's pretty freaking out there in the weeds for a character to revisit. They can do it with almost anybody now, as long as they do a good production.
Yep.
It does show that they can shit with stuff. So
I'm sorry. Remember when Rogue One turned around and they said when Rogue One came out and the story arc, they said that there would be bounty hunters, all crazy stuff going on in it.
No.
Who knows? Maybe they might have the bounty hunters this.
What are you talking about?
No, because they were saying that Cad Bane. No, Cad Bane was supposed to be in the episode.
Those were all rumors.
Rogue One, a long time ago.
He doesn't. Gilroy doesn't do that. Gilroy doesn't want to bring in all these characters to his project. It's just
Who's the what now?
that's not going to happen. And
Oh wait, is he saying the movie? Wait, wait.
No, when
what?
the movie came out, there was rumors.
The movie came out like 10 years. Like
Yes, when they were talking about that, there was going to be cameos of some bounty hunters, stuff like that.
no, I've never heard that before in my life. I all I heard was that it's going to be off the character that was in the book, Shattered Stars or whatever. That she's going to have some.
As far as Jen is, I mean, there's her life story, but pretty much covered in that novel, Rising Rebel or Rebel Rising or whatever. So I mean, they could borrow some stuff from that too if they wanted to do a series about Jen Erso, or they break canon, or they find some cracks in that novel that they could slip in some stuff. And
You could still do it between what was it? Was it Fallen Stars, JJ or Wayseeker? What was it? Was it Fallen Stars or what was the name of the one where she's a kid?
yeah, I know what
Between the one she's a kid and Rebel Rising.
One more.
Rebel Rising.
Yeah, before Rebel Rising though. It was Fallen Star.
Catalyst.
Catalyst. That's
Catalyst,
Jacob.
yeah.
Catalyst. You could go between Catalyst and Rebel Rising. You can get it in there. You can. There's a time period there you can do, which I wouldn't be mad to see. Isn't there a change? Jedi, are you're down in my timeline?
I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since I've listened to those. Catalyst wasn't about her a whole lot. It was about her parents, obviously, as you know.
Yeah.
There was, but Rebel Rising covers her time with Saul from the time she was a small child, discovered by Saul in that cave. Rebel Rising covers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now that I think about it, you're right.
But isn't there a gap from when she leaves Saul?
There is, but yeah, you could figure something out. Anyway, you could figure something out between then and when she gets into.
They all say this. They all say this too, though. All the actors say, oh, I'd love to play that character again. And it's not just Star Wars franchise they say that too. It's we just talked about Bond. If you're in the Bond franchise, they'll be like, yeah, I'd love to come back and play so and so villain again.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Dude, Terry Floyd, maybe Jack Black and Lizzo will become bounty hunters in the future. At least we'll have some bounty hunters with charisma.
Oh man, damn. Ruined bounty hunters for Dom.
Fired. Shot. Oh,
Dom, be careful what you ask for.
See, yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking, Wayseeker.
No, be careful what I ask for. I don't ask for that crap.
That's what you want.
That's what you did. No, you did. You don't think. Yes, thank you, Jedi. You don't think you're asking for that. But when we listen to you, this is what we hear you say. You know that, right?
No.
Screw you guys. Screw you.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. The rumor out this week is that Star Wars Season 3 of Visions is already.
Why not?
I didn't put Visions in there. I actually think this is a no-brainer.
Jedi, why are you putting your head down? Okay, we might not even get to comics. We might get into reviews because there's no way Jedi could say that this set of Visions is bad. There's no way.
So I like this one. This is
Visions was really good, but I also think maybe JJ would disagree. I have to think it's relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say. This is a simple thing for them to do at Lucasfilm because they say, it's not canon. They give them free reign. They basically say, listen.
Nice
we want to work with your studio, go out and create something Star Wars, and then they're just hands off.
That I agree with. This is low risk, easy content. Yeah.
And these studios, it's great promotion for the studios. It's great promotion for Star Wars. It brings new fans into some of the studios.
I gotta say it too. I just wish they would preview it a little. I wish you could preview it grade wise a little better because my daughter had strep throat this week, and then one of the days I had to stay home with her. So of course you know what we did. We watched this. But
why'd you watch Nubs?
Because she turned on Nubs and she's like, "Oh, the one girl's cute. That blue thing's annoying." So I was like, "Yeah, cool. Well, we'll turn this on." So we turn this on. No, nobody but you finds that thing endearing.
I love that show.
Episode was good. I Am Your Mother. I like this episode.
Nacho Libre, the bounty hunter. Give it to Sticks. Give it to Sticks.
Ring the bell.
We'll talk about Visions later. Let's talk about
Visions.
Skeleton Crew. They said this week. I don't know what this means.
Hey, wait,
the line that they used in the interview. It's not a kid show. The kids think they are in Andor. I don't know what that means. What do the kids think they're in Andor means?
Do they think they're on Andor?
I don't know. What do you mean? They're not in the show. What do they think? What does that mean?
Well, it made me think because there's been other actor interviews and stuff where a lot of times they keep it so secret and they work with these project code names that literally the actors show up on set and they think they're in another show.
Oh, that could make sense. Yeah. So they
especially being kids and newer actors, that might have been what they think. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But.
Yeah, they might have said "Hey, we have Andor season 2 ready to go."
So the kid with the glasses, he's playing the Max Rebo kid.
Is that true?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
These are the kids.
The kid who has the who's
I saw
playing
a fuzzy
the
trailer
race
for 30 seconds. I don't know.
Dom's right. 0.19% or whatever it is. This might be right. He might just said something right. We don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Dom. Maybe
are these voice actors or are these
no?
These are the actual actors.
The actors are going to be.
These are the kids that are in the show.
These are the kids that are in the show.
It's the Goonies of a new generation.
What?
Yeah, this is.
I ain't watching this.
This is 50.
Yes,
hold on. The more I've seen of this, and the more I'm probably going to be okay with this, but I think this does have big potential to be a mess. We do know that, right?
This is going to be.
Wayseeker should have picked a better picture because this I'm like I ain't watching these little shits.
That's the official picture that they did, but they picked
a bad picture.
This has huge potential to be a bust. It could. Hopefully, it's not. I'm really hoping this isn't a bust. but this has huge bust potential.
This is the biggest risk they've taken outside of Andor. So like
these kids look like they're on the red carpet outside the Nickelodeon Awards.
See, I didn't think Andor was that big of a risk. I was very high on that from the get.
We were all high on Andor. We always said Andor was
like
going to be. No one talks about it.
Yeah.
A show like Andor, highly using the practical thing. They don't use the volume, that type of stuff. Like, it's an expensive get for that. I mean, you got set build out, all that. That takes a lot of time.
Now, these kids are going to surprise everybody. Watch.
But no, Andor's a big risk because everybody knows what happens.
And
Andor wasn't a big A-list character, B-list character. Andor was a big risk for drawing in non-mega Star Wars fans.
Jedi has turned Sith. Love it. Yeah. Maybe we should take Mr. Lopez's name away and give it to Jedi so it can be Dark Jedi and he can be Mr. Lopez. I think that'll work well. All right.
So we're going to run through news, but just some news out there. So if you like Lego short videos, a new Lego short video debuted on the 4th. It features Jedi's favorite Ewoks and fireworks. So if you want Ewoks and fireworks, this is right up your alley.
What Ewoks? We got them.
Harry Floyd is killing it, dude. There needs to be kids in Star Wars stuff. Anakin needs a purpose for his character. Bring him out! Gary, stop it, man. You're killing us, dude. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know if you watched this one with your kids, but if you didn't,
it's good. I always watch all the Lego stuff.
Yeah, it's only on Lego's YouTube channel, so it's not on Disney Plus. We did get The Simpsons, Star Wars United for a new short. This thing was awful. I
didn't actually get to watch. This is the one. There's so much content for Star Wars this week.
It's only like 4 minutes long.
I didn't have an extra 4 minutes, dude. I just didn't.
I'm not saying you did.
I get it. It was a lot. Did you like it, JJ?
It was all right.
Hey, somebody mute Renovision. He's banned from this show today.
Did anybody else watch it? Jedi, Dom, you watch this one?
Nope.
Oh, Dom would be it. Dom would love the cameos on this.
I think Dom would actually like this one.
I just didn't.
No, I actually meant to watch this and I just forgot. I've been so busy this week. I haven't had a minute to spare.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing to watch this week.
4-minute runtime, maybe.
There were some funny moments with the Mandalorian and the crib and putting all the weapons in there. There were some funny moments, but overall, it was 4 minutes. It was.
Oh, she's in Grogu's little thingy. Oh,
she steals Grogu's.
Will I go back and watch it again because it was that great? Hell no. I've done dumber things with 4 minutes of my life, but I'm not going back to watch that again.
Well, it's probably better than the Dust Bunny Grogu, so I'll probably check it out.
It is better than Dust Bunny Grogu.
Yeah. I'm still going to watch it.
Oh, we got Rise of the Red Blade synopsis, which makes me even less interested in this book. But this is the only Star Wars book I have not been interested in at all in a long time.
Who's writing this?
Delilah Dawson, right?
I don't even like the way this looks.
New Star Wars writer.
She's done some stuff before. It's not a new writer. She's done a couple other books. But
isn't that the girl that was in the Vader book?
It's in the Vader book, yes.
Yeah.
The story is about a Padawan who's full of doubt and loses her faith in the Jedi Order. She thinks the Jedi isn't supporting her, and so she sees.
Sounds like a typical day at the Academy to me. I don't know what's so special about this.
What?
Like that happens in every freaking novel.
Almost every Inquisitor's backstory too.
Yeah. Except the second sister, but
no,
they get a couple good ones. But this one is not. This one does not strike me as a story that will go well.
This is only audio too, right? Coming out.
No, it's a book.
No, it's book.
Yeah.
Fuck, so we got to read it, huh?
It's the only book that's coming out in the next 4 months. I think.
Not High Republic. Oh,
after the High Republic book,
including High Republic.
Oh, you actually bought it. Look at
this
you.
Beats out.
I had to. I'm on chapter 3.
Story anthology.
Damn, dude. Hey, yo. All right. Maybe I'll give you some tips on. I don't know. Okay. I'm proud of you, Jedi. I'm really happy that you're going to actually read one. Is this the first
one? I have a choice, apparently.
You got to read it by next week, Jedi, though.
Yeah, that may not happen.
Yeah, it's 500 pages. It's a long one. I'm chapter 20 something. So
full adult. This is a full adult novel too. This one is.
This is a full adult.
Yeah,
novel.
They screwed Jedi on this one. They really did.
Yeah, the audiobook's not coming out for 6 weeks.
Justin, I'll tell you this: try the audios. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do. You can occupy your time while you can listen to them while doing stuff. So, especially because now you can do it. It's not like the old day where you used to put the CD into the CD player and drive with it. You can speed it up, so you could do two times.
CD.
But I think this is the only book that's coming out before September. So
everybody knows
now
besides
in September, this is it. So Star Wars books are going to go through a huge lull. And this is it. Like, I don't want this book, but I'll read it because that's the only one we get.
And unless you want to read reference books. Like
There's some reference books. And I'll read those too. But Luke Star Killer was added this week to Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So if you still play that game, I played it for a while, but haven't played it in a long time. You can get Luke Star Killer.
Before anybody gets confused, that's original Luke Skywalker from
the original
draft scripts, not Star Killer from the video game.
Yep.
Right.
At least.
Right.
Please bring back Star Killer.
They're not going to ever bring back Star Killer.
No.
Too strong, too powerful. EA officially hit its 10th anniversary on its partnership, thus ending that partnership for the exclusivity. So now we can start to probably hear some more news, hear some stuff that's coming out, hopefully, about the future of Star Wars games now that they're no longer tied to EA. So that happened yesterday. So we'll see how quickly we start getting some new Star Wars game news, but I think we'll start getting more game news.
We've already got a little bit of news, but yeah, we can actually maybe start to see like a cinematic trailer or something drop. Hopefully, actual footage rather than just like a game director saying, "Hey, this is gonna be great."
Yeah. So this is good news. We got the Star Wizard. We talked about it last week. Officially, Carrie Fisher was honored this week with the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I thought the speeches that were given were pretty good overall, but it's glad that happened. And that's the week in Star Wars. So that's what we got. Crazy busy week. JJ, while we're waiting for Marco, how far in the game are you?
I just got it actually 3 days ago, and I've probably played it for about 30 minutes.
Okay, so you got a lot.
Through the tutorial, basically.
Watch the friggin' the show. Watch the 3 hour.
I want to watch all of the video. Play the game.
Then play the game. Don't worry about it.
You know, aren't going to play the game. You just watch the video.
Yeah.
The only time I watch videos for a video game.
Listen, my attention span sitting in a chair.
The only thing I do that for, I do that. You know what I do that for, Dom? I do that for Old Republic because I'm too lazy to go in a massively multiplayer game now. So I do that for Old Republic.
Dom does have an incredibly short attention span. That's why if you ever see Dom looking like this during our show on Fridays, it's because he's watching SmackDown.
Hey, come on, it's on
our show.
What happened to him on your show, Jedi, this week? Was he was angry about something again? Are we losing the? No? Do we have to go back and look? I saw some screenshot that you sent to me. Is like, look at Dom being angry at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, that was he was jealous.
Jealous.
He wasn't really.
It was a slab. Yeah. Yep, Dom didn't have one of those.
Good news segment. Only 5 more hours of the show. All right. Speaking of 5 more hours, should we get to visions or should we get to comics?
4.5.
Should we get to comics or visions? Because we got both.
All right. Is that I don't care. That's fine.
Whatever.
We gotta get through some of these. You guys didn't read this. All right. Nameless Terror, number 3. We skipped number 2, but that's okay. Here we go. Number 3. Getting back to it. They found the. Did anybody read this besides me?
No, I didn't know this was out. I didn't read this.
All right, sweet. So they're on a ship. They're on a planet. They cut into the ship. The Nameless is behind them, trying to get them to thud. They drop some things in there real quickly. Hey, I dig these characters a lot better than the High Republic Marvel regular book.
I agree. These are good characters.
These are good characters. We get a bunch of thuds, which is nice. Then they get inside, and who's inside? Of course, because this is all we're going to keep doing is running into members of the open hand.
Path of the open hand.
Path of the open hand, right? So Rook's. I see. If Rook was, who's the guy that's in the main title? Is it Mac? Is that no? Not Mac's the girl. Who's the guy?
Vildar.
Yeah. If Rook was in the main title, that title would be way better. Rook is the dude that looks like he's about to that's wearing the gloves to go street fighting.
And he was in the last novel just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So they get up. He's a good. I mean, that's a winner of a character if you ever had one before. So that he gets in here, there gets the double blasters, sweet double blasters, 2 different types. Very reminiscent of different types of guns from the or blasters from the original Toy Series line. Turns out that inside the other part of the group, there is another part of Jedi group inside that this or they're referencing. One of them already got attacked by the name. Well, they got attacked by the nameless too, and they're sitting around a bunch of nameless eggs, or leveler eggs. Sorry. They start shooting the one dude up, the squid face or prune face guy up. All of a sudden, they thought the one Republic person that was helping him out thought that the other one was dead, but he's not actually dead. He's still alive. They start hearing the thuds, and they're like, "Oh, we got to figure something out because there's no more power in the ship." And all of a sudden, Rook walks in like a true PIMP. He's like, "Yo, what's up? Let me handle this." Then the Republic guy's like, "Hey, I'm going to shoot you," and she's like, "No, you're not." And you guys are fighting each other, and nobody cares really about that much. But then they look around, and they just start. This is the weird part. They need to explain it. We need a book to explain this. I know we've talked about it before. We didn't really know because the mother was petting a very small version of this egg, right? Look at the size of these bloody things, for one, and for two, how the hell do they work? Well, we see later how somehow we see how some of it works, but like, how are some so big and some so small and whatever?
I don't get it. I'm hoping that the novel gets to that because in the novel, they're right now where I'm at. All I'll say is there's a group of the Path of the Open Hand that's going to Planet X.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that once they get on Planet X, that we kind of get some information about what the levelers are like. And I'm only a third of the way through the book. So
well, that's where this is a Path of the Open Hand, Ricket, and they were there obviously because they got all these from there.
Right.
Anyway, so they decide, hey, we got to go. We've got to get your ship in here to power up everything. How are you going to do it? The Open Hand people start to work with each other. Actually, it's kind of really cool because the what's Guido's species? It starts with an R. Rodian. The Rodian kind of is like, hey, dude, I get what you're saying, but like the Path of the Open Hand, you see a lot of this, and you're seeing it in the comic too, where some of the Path of the Open Hand people are just like, yeah, but we've been told all this stuff, and they're not actually as bad as they seem. And hey, look, they want to help us get out, so maybe we should help. They do eventually. Even though I like also how they drew him. It was really cool. So they decide they can't get that down there. They're going to use the robot. Nobody gives a shit. That robot was stupid and sucked anyways. In the meantime, Rook's like, F it, dude. I'm going to go out there and distract this thing. You run as quickly as you can to try to get the power set from the other ship. And his Jedi Knight friend's just like, dude, you're going to die. And he's like, yeah, well, if I die, I fucking die. Fuck it. Middle fingers in the air. We don't dance, we boogie. So he gets out there, and turns out that the leveler, the nameless, tricks them, and they leave the hole open, and the leveler runs inside, and then you hear a bunch of screaming. But that's not the end, because she hears screaming too, and we get a voosh, and then Pruneface is back at it again. All he took was that shot to the neck. Ba-ba. I don't even know what that shot was. Did they say what it was? I don't know. They didn't say what it was, but apparently you don't need a back of tank either. You could just take like tramadol shots to the neck, and you're gonna rock and roll. But in the meantime, they heard a screech, and the screech seems to be cracking open the egg, so it's kind of like a call. But once again, these eggs are way bigger than any of the other ones. We'll see what happens.
How do we know how big the other ones were?
Well, one of them was a ring.
One of them was a ring. Yeah.
Because in the very first novel, it described it. I thought, from my memory, they described it as some sort of gem, but I didn't know it actually said what kind of. I mean, gems, I guess, can be all kind of sizes.
Yeah,
whenever
because
Sunshine
that's what
first brings it in and shows the mother.
Yeah, but it seemed like it was very small. She was holding on to it, and it seemed like it was a part.
I assumed it was small too, but thinking back after you made that comment earlier, I was like, well, did it actually say how big it was?
That's right. I thought they said it was a ring, but I could be wrong on that.
I thought they said it was a ring too, but I have to go back. But again, maybe they just grabbed the small one. I don't know.
But it did start growing too, maybe. So maybe it got bigger than the ring. I don't know. Either way, there's a bunch of that, because they call when the Path of the Hand was asked what it was, they didn't say that they were eggs, and they sure seemed to know they were eggs. They actually said that they were gems.
Yeah. John asked an important question before we move on.
Yeah,
so, what's the deal with Star Wars this week? I think Star Wars was trying to capitalize on two things, right? They wanted to capitalize on May the 4th, so they put out a ton of comics. They also wanted to capitalize on Free Comic Book Day, and I think it really worked. I was talking about Marco with this a little before. Like, I was a Free Comic Book Day, and people were buying Star Wars comics, the new ones,
left and right,
the High Republic, whatever. Like,
Yeah, because if you didn't go, we said too, like if you didn't go to Midtown, 34 was still on the shelves at most LCSs, but High Republic was not. And then like even at that, like even 34 started to pick up a little bit of pace. But the Nameless. By the way, Wayseeker, you do know John's trolling you. He does this every week, and you forget it. Like every week,
answering this question for other
every
people.
week he takes a title and keeps repeating it. He's going to repeat it later too. You know, see how many times he can get you. But no, that's it. Like it was surprising. I was actually surprised too because Free Comic Book Day they had last year's High Republic and this year's, and there was a lot of people. Well, because maybe one guy who was like, "Oh, you like that?" And he mispronounced what Star Wars is. He called it another thing I've never heard before that starts with a T, and the kid was like, "No, it's Star." And then they got some of both. So, but then yeah, there was some other. It was really surprising at how much of the High Republic's. Like I didn't think the Nameless was going to sell out. Like I thought this is geared towards people who read the novel, right? I didn't think this was going to be as much as I've been saying. I mean, maybe that's the dumb part, right? We said it last week. It's surprising how many people are reading High Republic, but like fans really love High Republic, and I don't know why I'm surprised that sold out, and so did Adventures. But I'm surprised Adventures actually sold out because it was fucking horrible this week. I can see why some people rumored that this would be canceled. It's not still on FOC, but I wish it would be.
You really like this one to start, Marco.
I did. What'd you say, Jedi?
Well, much like the Phase 1 High Republic Adventures, I stopped reading this after probably the second issue. So, just not interesting to me.
There was a lot of junk in this issue. It just the story hasn't moved that far. So Slav is trying to be a pirate. Plus, I think there's a break, wasn't it? This has been like 6 weeks since the last one came out.
Yeah, it's the Dark Horse thing. Where like
yeah. All of a sudden, she starts to have a relationship with the other chick there because they say like, oh, they're the same age or whatever else. He actually gets put through these tests before that, and they're the dumbest tests ever. But see, I don't understand how this is. Hold on, I don't understand how this book is supposed to be geared towards children, or young readers. Because holy shit, they're putting DC on blast here by how many word bubbles they can have on a fucking page. Either way, it's a stupid test. They pass it easily. He ends up using the Force too, because apparently all these people have some form of Force of it. Fake Darth Plagueis too, and whatever the fuck that other guy is. Either way, they do get back to the Master. I did think the art was kind of cool when he was doing the laser whip saber battle. It was pretty sweet, but the art's never that bad. He talks about being a murderer, and then how he murdered his. Well, he didn't say that it was his Jedi Master, the teacher. They said it was, and then this one's like, "Oh yeah, what'd you do?" And he's talking about how he ate it, and how it tasted a little. How the guy tasted a little bit bland, which I was like, "Fucking, that's interesting writing a kid's book too." But whatever, I'm not going to judge. You know, I talking about I don't know, cannibalism and shit, but cool. Plus, why is this goofy painted up guy like, oh yeah, he's a coasting like me. One question, how do you taste? It's like, what are you talking about? It was really weird. So then these two start to have a relationship, but then she's like, hey, yeah, I know you're not a boy. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then not Darth fucking Plagueis ends up showing out of the shadows, and then she like does something. I don't even get what the hell that was. But then they're sleeping under the fake stars while they have stars there. This is really a little bit stupid. In the end, we got the rest of Maz's group, and they're going to the war that's occurring because of the tanks. Nothing really happened in this book. It was really fucking worthless. So there you go.
And we haven't even really got how they're participating in the Battle of Jeddah, which is like the whole point.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're halfway done, and like nothing has happened in 4 issues.
Yeah. This is very disappointing. Super disappointing. It seems like they're just like I think after this run, these eight books, there won't be any more Star Wars High Republic Adventures. I think they're just going to 86 it because it's not. I mean, when I said it sold out, the one LCS that so ratio wise, they ended up having they ordered 68 copies of 34, and they ordered 8 copies of Star Wars High Republic Adventures #4 in that one store, and that's not their biggest store. They have 2 bigger stores. So just so you get a ratio of what the ordering is going down here, and it seems like it's similar across the board.
TFAW sold out of this one too.
What?
Like TFAW sold out of this one.
Yeah, but they're just not ordering it.
I just think it's just not high.
They're just not ordering it. It's a low order. So if you like low print stuff, Dom, you like low print stuff, buddy. You start getting these Star Wars High Republic adventures, because by the time you get to fucking 6, there might only be 2. They're going to be hard.
I think the thing that's going to save them is 5 through 8 are connecting covers. And we're going to talk about Pete's talking about connecting covers later this week, but the connecting covers are pretty cool. Like I'm really excited just for one copy because of how it looks.
Might save it, but I don't know how much more. I mean, if you're ordering 8, they start off 25 on ones for these small things, and they're down to 8 already by 4. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean, that's just whatever. I mean, it's only a small sample size, but I've gone to a couple stores, and it seems like they're all kind of ordering less. Nameless was ordered well over. Nameless number 3 actually was like 20 in the 20s for that store, just so you know. Speaking of Star Wars 34, yay. Hey, Dom, how great was this book?
It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. Actually, you know what? I'll be honest with you. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. This book had a couple nice things in it. One, they kind of talked about, they give you a little bit of great artwork, as Dom said, and they gave you kind of a little talking about like how Luke doesn't know anything. He's kind of a whiny little boy, and even his sister talks shit to him. But that aside, we get him in his little dark cape. He goes around. He goes to this bar. Oh, look at that first appearance of a bartender that ends up dying 2 later. Gets shot. Oh, first appearance of spider bugs that you can eat. That's the first time there. Why is he eating spider bugs? It's weird. And then the art starts to fall off. I mean, it doesn't really look like Luke, but the color overall is good. So I guess the inker did a great job. We get this new chick. She's like, yeah, these people were all going to set you up and sell you out. And I know you're a Jedi. Because she knows he's a Jedi, but whatever. And then she just talks shit. And she's like, dude, this is what I don't understand. How didn't he know there was a blaster there or anything too? Like, he's supposed to be in like he's supposed to be going into like Return of the Jedi, like sphere, right? So like he should be having more power for the Force at this point.
I think once he gets past a certain thing, I think once he gets his lightsaber, gets the knowledge, I think that's when he starts really clicking. I don't know. I guess, some bullshit.
Well, she flat out calls him a moron, which is nice. So there you go. There's that. And then she's like, hey, look, this was weird. Okay, so I like how the story was going, but it was weird how they got there. Like, there's no reason she should be driving him anywhere. Like, it doesn't make sense, especially after he was almost exposed for everybody. But they spent like 8 pages going like, yeah, cool, we're going to get you there. I'm going to take you there. And he's like, no. And he's like, R2, maybe I do feel something. I think he felt something in his pants for him personally.
That's really funny. Yeah,
that's what they could have just said. I think it would have worked just as well. It could have said, hey, I felt something in pants. So there he goes. So they start riding together. And they're going to go see this guy, Chuta. For those people that don't know, we've heard that name before because it had to deal with building the Death Star. It was one of the people that, one of the fucking guys that, what do they call those people? Engineers that left out when people were disappearing from what's that Rogue One novel? The Rogue One novel. There you go. Yep. All right. Either way, then all of a sudden an alien pops up because that's what they have to do. But that was like 6 pages, and I didn't want to show it. Kind of cool though. You get a zerg, and that's that Kurt guy just shoots him. But what was super dope about this homeless looking dude is that he's got a bunch of kyber crystals, all different colors around his neck, kind of like the thing. So it's a throwback. He's gonna fix the yellow lightsaber, but I think he's somehow gonna turn it green. I don't know. Hopefully they get rid of that stupid ass yellow lightsaber. That
maybe it's gonna be red, second print. You never know.
Yeah, it could be second print. That's funny. But I will say this is getting back to like, remember when he was doing the Star Wars, when what's his name was doing the journal stuff, like the Yoda and the Obi-Wan journals.
Yep.
This story finally had that feel, and I think that's the best way to do Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Now they can eliminate some of the horse shit in between, tighten it up a little bit, but this is probably the best written and coherent Star Wars book we've gotten in, dare I say, 3 to 5 years. So there you go. Star Wars as in main title, not Star Wars as in overall. Okay, next up is Darth Vader 33, and here comes Jedi to tell us how this book was something. Go ahead, Jedi. All right, so it starts off, there's some type of force thing occurring, and then even like the Emperor's like going, ha ha ha, and stuff shooting all out of him. Even his eyeballs. What?
of the. Isn't this the return? This the ripple from the Armada cage returning or something? He said. Yeah.
Is it? But they're already back. That happened while they were out there.
I thought that's what the Emperor said. I thought he said that it was the return ripple, or I don't know. Who cares?
Who gives a shit? We got a sweet Darth Vader going, so that's all right, cool. And it's always good to see the Emperor having lightning bolts shooting out of his eyes and laughing about it. So there you go. Next up, we get to see Sabe. Jedi?
Very good.
Out of 10.
Very good.
All right, how many?
I got it.
9 out of 10? 10 out of 10? All right, Sabe.
No.
We got to see Sabe watching Vader just going crazy because his powers are going crazy. And then he starts to choke her because that's how he likes to do it. And then he shoots. This is the weird shit. This is the weird. Yeah. This dirty mind, Jedi. This is the weirdest shit. So this is the Executioner, right? Like this is his Star Destroyer. But somehow he puts a huge fucking hole in it and then just rips parts of it apart. And then he's out in space and she's like, shit, I gotta go grab him. He's having flashbacks of poorly drawn Yodas and I can't even tell you who the fucking other guy's supposed to be, but what the fuck ever.
That's
the Emperor.
It's the Emperor.
No, it ain't.
That's who it's supposed to be.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. That looks like Boss Nash to me. What?
Boss Nash.
It's supposed to be Palpatine, I thought.
I am joking, guys. Jesus.
Okay.
All right. So the Imperial shuttle goes and sends out 2 probe droids, and they end up now they're very small because these droids are supposed to be huge, but apparently they send the super small ones out to grab him. But the same thing's happening. He's having like these forced seizures, and he starts blowing everything apart, including the Imperial shuttle. But then somehow she had planned that was going to happen, and she put on wings, and like Archangel flew down and grabbed him with a thonk and a whoosh, and
put on the backpack thing.
I get that. What I'm saying is like she later says like I took him to this island, but like if you read it, like the ship blew up in the middle of fucking space. Like how did she know
They
there
were
was
entering the atmosphere?
I get that, but how did she know that he was going to be blowing out of the Executioner and then she's going to pick him up and the planet she just happened to know that she wanted to go to was underneath him and it's abandoned. And she's like, we're going to figure this out here.
She took him
Then
to
he almost
Bill
kills her again.
Things.
For some reason, is that the croc? Was that the tree cracking or is that her just jumping?
Yeah.
And why does when one tree, it's a Furekurum when it falls one time and the next one is a Sharakak? I don't know.
I'm not an expert on tree sound effects, so
yeah, that sounds weird as shit. But anyways, so then they're there, and all of a sudden more flashbacks because flashbacks, and
there were a lot of flashbacks in this,
and more flashbacks, and more flashbacks, and then finally, Vader's like, "Listen, it's no longer about me testing you. Now it's you being tested or something. Whatever. Who cared?" And then all of a sudden we get like
Phoenix.
Now she doesn't need the wings anymore. Now she's what? What'd you say?
Like Phoenix. Fucking.
I think she looks like Vision.
Oh.
I don't know.
So Jedi, did I get this comic right, or what the fuck was I reading?
There wasn't a whole lot to get wrong in this comic. I think he did good. I mean, you talked about the Dark Horse Children's having too many words. There weren't a whole lot of words to read in this one.
There wasn't. There's a lot of sound effects.
I think I went through this thing in like less than a minute, just because it was not a whole lot to read and digest.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to Sabe now. I don't know. Is she like? I don't know what's happening to her.
Yeah, does she have like some type of Force devil in her now, or what the hell's going on? I don't. Whatever.
Maybe it's
the
Spark Eternal has found. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Bounced around. Yeah, maybe.
It's coming out next week, so you'll find out.
I'm bated breath, brother. Bated
first
breath.
appearance of Sabe with the Force Eternal.
Or the Dark Side Force. Good call, Dom. Good call. Now one of the worst.
This thing, holy shit!
I heard lots of people love. I saw.
Hold on.
Lots of people are really
this thing needed a rated R. This thing should have been like rated.
Yeah, well, okay. This is why the first part's just a bunch of lesbians making out together, so I can understand why some incel fanboys really like that, right? I get it. Hold on, I get it.
I know.
But it wasn't really done that well. The second half was actually back to the basics, which is really nice. So they start off with Afro waking up after she had like the scar of the Eternal, and she comes out and she's like, "Hey, Magna," and she's getting in a fight with all of them. I didn't show it because that's all she does is start yelling. And then it's like, "Hey, let's all get along." And she's like, "Fuck you all," and then she's like, "Oh, Magna, blah 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 blah. I hate you, you hate me, but I love you, but you hate me. And she's like, yeah, well, maybe one day you can actually love me. I'll see you later. In the meantime, everybody else just starts making out, as you can see. Oh, the dudes make out too, so maybe that gets people going. Whatever floats your boat. I don't care. But yeah, we get Ku. Everybody just makes out. Everybody makes out. First half of the book. There it goes.
Everybody except for Sana. Wayseeker.
Except for Wayseeker's favorite. Wayseeker's favorite.
Sana's taking a cold shower, buddy. He didn't get up.
They do kiss. They kiss. But Sana does say, hey, but Sana pulls the like, I can never be in love with you because you're more in love with yourself than you'll ever be, which is good because I don't want this to be a relationship book. I want this to be.
Sana's smart. Sana knows what's going on. She's a good character. Yeah,
she's not a good character. This is the end of Sana. We're not going to see her, thank God, anymore after this. But the last 4 pages was pretty dope because we get a little bit of a. This is supposed to be Luke Skywalker for those people that don't know. It's supposed to be Luke Skywalker. It's very terribly drawn.
Kicked by another chick. Yeah,
he did. Well, he got gassed out for some reason. When you see R2 laying on the ground, like why would you go? But Afra set him. Why I like it is because this is how Afra used to be. So she set him up. Now she pops out of the shadow, and she's like, cool, I got this SOB. So at least we're going to go back to a little bit more of the old Afra.
I thought it was going to be the murder droids instead of Afra in there that did all that.
Well, we're not. We might see that.
They're effed up, though, right? They got all jacked up in that.
But then I have a feeling, because of how these pages look, I have a feeling we're coming back to murder droids and all that goodness.
It's always good to see Numidian Prime in there, too. It's a good old Legends place. So I'm glad they're bringing in some Numidian Prime.
Are you? Okay, well, all right.
Do you don't like Numidian Prime?
I don't care. I don't think it has anything to do with anything, really.
No, it's fun to see them bringing things fun in every once in a while from Legends.
Okay, Dom. Thanks for that, buddy. All right, good job. All right.
It is next about time R2-D2 got a taste of his own medicine, though. It's about time.
Yeah, it is. It is. He did. Yeah. And he set up Luke to fail because that's where the gas was stuck on. And he goes, I smell gas. It doesn't smell good. And then passes out. That's kind of funny. Telling fart jokes. All right, Lando. So let's see where Lando is. Just who cares? So they got to get Solo. And they got to get some credits. And they want some figure out a way to get onto there to get him out. And they go to this one cellar. And then, of course, the Wookiee can't handle himself. So he gets all mad and starts choking the dude. And dude's like, get the hell out of here. You're going to owe me 10,000 credits now. And one of his buddies come in and goes, well, what are you going to do about that? He's like, well, I'm going to sell them to the fucking Empire for 10,000 credits. So fuck it. And then we get this lady.
What species is that?
That's I half-assed drew some bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Dom likes it.
It's like wearing like Huck Finn pants and like what the fuck. All right, so maybe part of Lannian. There's also the animals. Do you see the animals that fight in the pit? This is the worst. It's a bone dragon type scorpion thing against just a leaf. Like it's like reject Pokemon. So whatever, they're fighting.
I don't think a lot of thought went into the creatures in the fight pit.
Yeah, by the way, Dom, you said they're getting rid of slavery, but indentured servants are slaves, and they do an indentured servant thing here with Chewbacca. And Lando plays some cards, and he wins, and then he wins again. I didn't have to show it 3 times he wins. Finally, he's going for the last little bit. He's about to win again. But somebody shoots the droid. Oh, wait, there it is. The guy sold him out to the Empire, and they're going for Lando Christian. Lando flips over the table. Boom, bang, crash, fring.
Jerome probably thinks that person was Hondo, right? Back there.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it's not Hondo. But then Lando's like, hey, why don't you just shoot me? Which didn't make any sense. And then the art goes back to crappy, and for some reason I can't tell what Chewbacca's doing, but yeah. It looks like he's tickling somebody's chin. Well, got somebody else in the headlock. And then all of a sudden there's just bowling. They're going to shoot this lady who was going to shoot Lando. And for some reason, Lando's like, okay, do you remember that time where you fell down? And I actually have a feeling we're going to see this little lizard lady more often than not. And she falls down, and then he shoots him or throws her through the glass. Big surprise. That's into the pit with the reject Pokemon. One of the reject Pokemon, just like they did. Because, this is Return of the Jedi, so they got to do a Rancor eating. they do reject Pokey Bone Man. He does that. In the meantime, Chewbacca's bunking heads together, and he goes down. I didn't show this because I didn't want Dom to get sad, but there's a re-thing of like Boba Fett, or the thing where Boba Fett's in the Sarlacc pit, and Chewbacca hangs down to go get Lando with the Lando Han thing. They kind of reshot that in here, but didn't want to make you sad, Dom, so I didn't show it. All of a sudden, they're back to back, and there we go. What a wonderful character, a species we don't know anything about, and looks awfully weird. Cool stuff. What? Yeah, don't worry.
So maybe we do have a first appearance of a character that.
And of a species.
But other than that, who was asking for this story to be told?
Nobody.
About them trying to get the plans to Jabba's palace because apparently it's so vast and complicated that you'll get lost and stumble into like his sex dungeon or whatever if you're not careful.
His kitchen, or the Rancor pit,
Freaking. Of all the stories that I wanted to know about Lando, and I appreciate a good Lando story, I really do. But this was not the one that I was looking for.
When he was playing the card game, I thought something else was going to happen. And it looked like it had some potential, but it fucking slowly went to shit. So there you go. That went to shit. Yes? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jabba's Palace is the best because it gave us like what happened to that droid that I didn't care about before, but now like still don't care about it. But the Ewoks in this one have been even worse than Jabba's Palace.
I was disappointed that it's a one-shot, that I saw the end because I'd like to see Lando infiltrate Jabba's palace like he does at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. He's there. How did he get in there? Blah, 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 blah. But this is a one-shot. It's over.
That's it. Yeah, but we might see these characters appear in something down the line. So there you go. Yoda. All right.
You were looking forward to this one. I told you, Marco, we got a new writer who I don't have high hopes for. So I'll be interested to see if you...
It wasn't that bad. So here we go. A little bit of... Still, we don't know who the fuck Yoda's talking to, but he's talking to somebody. Anyways, there was a good line in here. I can't remember what it is, and I'm not trying to look that close to see who it is. But he does a flashback to the ring of Cal Frenir a bunch of years earlier. There's this dude, and you're like, what the fuck kind of shady shit is this? So some hooded guy's like, hey, dude, I'm going to use you as an informant, blah, 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 blah. He's throwing all this change at him. And it turns out like this is kind of like a new part of Yoda. Well, it's dumb that he was standing on top of the robot, but it's a new part of Yoda we don't see as like we've always had him as like the counselor on the council. We've always had him as like the trainer and the like common thing. But we've never seen him as like the espionage guy, and that's what he was here. So I thought that was kind of cool. I actually really enjoyed this part, and I didn't see that at first. I was going like, who? I mean, now that I obviously see the green hand, it made sense that it was Yoda. But at first, I was like, what is this? Like, it kind of didn't make sense, and I was like, oh, but I kind of like to see what this mysterious character's up to. Turns out though, it was just Yoda and his droid. The art is definitely, I guess, a way to draw things. Mohawk boy lost a nose and half a mouth. But this is Anakin's crew right now. There's, believe it or not, Anakin Skywalker is in here. They end up going to this planet, and then because they keep making small jokes, and Yoda's like, yeah, I'm small, so I'll go into the tunnels. So he goes in there, more small jokes occur, and then he flumps to the ground. Superhero action pole, sees Grievous. This was actually really cool. So this is Grievous's first lightsaber. They don't say where he got it from, but they do say, he's like, yeah, did you know that Dooku trained me with it? Which is kind of cool. Then you get this pretty...
It's going to be Syphos, right?
Maybe. I don't know. That would be kind of cool, I guess. I don't think we're going to get to find out. Do you?
No, I don't think so, but I think it's Syphos. That's...
He kind of hinted that maybe he got... Well, either way. Then we get a bunch of chew pews, which I'm all down for that. And then finally, Yoda flips backwards and then takes whoever's lightsaber it is and says, you're not worthy to have it, and gets in his own hand, starts doing double lightsaber flips, shrieks, and shrunks. Now, the whole thing they're trying to do is figure out what this big weapon is. That's why he was doing the espionage stuff and paying people off. He gets back and he's like, oh, cool. It's a super droid, and we must eliminate it. It's a mega droid. That's what it's called, mega droids. So I don't know how good the concept of mega droids are, but at least the book wasn't bad. Like you said, Wayseeker, it was actually pretty good. It was an enjoyable read. The art, although lacking, the story was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Right? Not to disappoint.
To me, it was a reference back to Visionaries, the legend story. where his first lightsaber was Sifos, and so Dooku gives him Sifos as a way of.
It could have been, yeah.
That was kind of what I thought. Maybe it was just like a nod to.
Yeah, that could have been. They never said that, but that'd be interesting. I would be interested if it comes up later that they're gonna make it that, because that'd be cool.
Mhm.
All right. So what do you got here? Because I don't have the slides for this.
All right. Yeah. Did anybody else read this one? No. All right. So I mean, it was only 10 pages or whatever. It takes place right during the last days of Starlight, when Starlight's going down, and at the last moments, they're on Starlight. They're filing some nameless. It goes on, and they're trying to protect all the kids. It's definitely a Lula story as she does it with Bucket of Bolts and all of them, and Court and all of those. And so, how do they protect them from the nameless and from the Path who are infiltrating Starlight? Is what they see. So you see in the story as it goes on, all the little Jedi kids start changing their clothes out of Jedi robes, so people would know that they were Jedi and just think they were kids, which I guess that might work. Just get away from the Path of the open hand. But the big takeaway happens at the end. What if you remember back on Starlight? They capture Crix. They bring Crix onto Starlight, and so Crix is there, and Crix is trying to get away because he knows Starlight's going down and it's going to get destroyed. And Lula and Crix get in a battle at the very end, right as Starlight is about to crash. And Crix is like, I fooled you. I tricked you. You think you're such a smart Jedi. Starlight is lost. And I'm going to get away and you're going to die. And ultimately what happens, what I think happens, which we don't actually see it, is Lula says, you're not getting away. We're both dying together. And so at the very end of the story, the main character from this run, the one that, falls in love with Zine, she dies, just making sure that Crix also dies in Starlight. So we get an important character's death in this free comic book day, which is a fascinating way, I feel like, of giving us a really important character's death. But the main.
Do you think it's because they might be? Do you think it's because they might be moving away from this title?
No, they already announced this title is coming out again.
Again, all right.
Older's doing it again.
Oh shoot! I didn't look to see what was on the back.
The back is just this.
Okay.
Did you say Crix dies?
Crix dies, and Lula dies.
Oh wow!
So we think.
I remember Crix was going to be some big important character once upon a time, but
It is going to be a big. Well, he thinks
there's a chance they don't die, but you see them. You see it blowing up. You get a big boom. You get a big ball of fire.
Well, Crix was a character, if memory serves, that he's a guy. He's a little boy that Marshawn kind of took under his wing, gave him a helmet and all this other stuff. And then so everyone's like, oh, he's going to be really cool. And then after that, it seems like the writers took every opportunity to make him look like a dumb.
Yeah, to slap him in the face. Yeah. They really did.
It was Zine's best friend, if you remember.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So
that is a true statement. Good point.
Crix,
way to bring it back in.
Crix and Lula, mark them on your High Republic death list.
But Pink one's still alive, right?
What?
Wait, is Pink still alive or no?
Pink's still alive. Zine's still alive. Yeah, she got sent off, but Lula sent her off. So what's so fascinating though is we haven't got very many deaths in Phase 2, and in this one we got more important deaths in this free comic book day than we've gotten really.
So that's like from Phase 1 deaths, though.
So more Phase 1 deaths.
Yeah. All right, next week we got Vader. Yay. Yeah.
Well, we get to find out what happened.
There you go, Dom. That's for you.
Lord.
Okay. Sweet. Also, we get High Republic going back to the. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I actually really like this Aja variant. Probably gonna pick it up.
So these characters make a big part. They play a big part in Kevin Scott's book. So you will see Vildar, you'll see Trey, or Tay, you'll see all of them playing a part.
Spoiler alert.
In the book. I'm not giving you anything other than the characters are going to be in it.
Yeah.
Be surprised. Wayseeker.
Well, hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's better than this book because they've been lame as shit in this book.
So, and the other weird thing is, I think the book takes place after some of these comics. So I don't know how that fits in.
Yeah, they got to get this timing down. That was one thing reading 8 books this week. I was like, wow, dude, they really got to get the timing back. Hey, it's Pride on the last one, right? The last one's a Pride variant. Is it Pride month coming in?
No,
Pride month's over.
Oh, no, it's just it's.
You sure? Because there's some books coming up there. Something
Pride starts in June.
Pride's June.
I think there was some of the. I thought Pride month was over. It's coming up.
Pride month's June.
June.
Oh.
No, way to fuck that one up. We did great on that. Okay, FOC.
I know they've already released a lot of the Pride covers, haven't they?
They released
coming out
the women's covers
next month.
Women's covers, yeah.
And they did.
I thought those were the Pride covers.
No,
there's going to be an Andor Pride cover. There's some really.
Black History.
We'll show you. There'll be a couple coming up. So we got Star Wars 35. It's going to have that one character with. Look at now he's got a dress full of
Skittles.
No, those are all crystals.
I
he's pooping them out at this point. He's skittling them out. Yeah. And then we get a little bit of there you go, metal rod over there floating in the air, Jedi for you.
None of my LCSs are going to order it. So okay.
Star Killer too. Look at the Star Killer cover.
There's one.
Oh, there you go, Dom.
Yeah, see, now that was Pride. It's got the Pride colors on it. The other one didn't.
Wow, they couldn't have made those characters look fucking worse, huh?
I know.
Holy
look at
shit,
the Val.
that looks
Val
terrible.
looks freaking long face.
I could say so.
I still really like these characters, so I will get this cover.
No, it's their first appearance on a cover comic, so
I don't care about that. But I like this.
I like that character too, but
You don't care
it is the
about
first
it,
appearance
Wayseeker.
on the cover.
Nobody
What?
cares about that.
I do. I care about first appearances on covers.
I don't care.
I don't know if I care about their first appearance on a cover, but I do, in general, care about first appearances on cover.
I care. Okay, well there you go. You got Boss Nash on the cover too. So for 2 for 1. Fucking
Yes,
A.
I care for that.
Oh Jesus.
Is that first cover of Boss Nass there?
No, it's not.
I don't think so.
It's just the action figure cover.
No.
I don't care. All right, we got the thing that nobody's been fucking asking for, a second print of Red. This was the one book that I was surprised because Dom was saying it was going to be popular, and I kind of bid on it, thinking that like people do like the covers, but holy shit, they still had a ton of these fuckers left over.
But
Even
they're
though
making a
made
second
them
print. The same to a 34, second print.
for- Yeah, but
34
they're ruining it.
and 34 is getting a 1 in 25 for the second print.
It's a not but it's the same as their fucking
God,
first
let's make
print.
it-
No, dude,
Spoiler.
we haven't got into that. We'll get into it because it's next week's FOC. But it's that Noto. It's the they already did it.
It's the Noto that nobody wanted in the first place.
Yeah, the Noto that nobody fucking wanted is what the second print is.
And for the 1 in 25.
I mean, there's a Dom born every fucking minute. Speaking of shit, that actually, you know what? I was gonna not buy any of these covers, but I actually
That second
like
cover's
the
cool.
one. This one in the middle, man.
I'm not buying any of these.
They're doing a well. Oh no, I mean I'm not buying it when it comes out. I'm doing this. This is dollar bin digging right here. It's finest. Because they're doing a virgin version of the Grogu 1 in 100.
First
Which-
Convent.
Those are words. They do have a variant of him too there, and they have a live. No, what's the live action? I can't even see what the live action is. I don't think anybody cares. It's in the dog. Does anybody even remember what was happening then? It's during the Marshall. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
And then we got another Pride one of is it Just Lucky?
Just
Yeah.
Lucky. I might get that one. I might get the Just Lucky because I like Just Lucky. And
I don't know. I might get the. I'm not paying ratio for
Can they
that.
at least make it a Mando character?
Oh,
I hate when they do that. I hate it when they do that.
Yeah.
What Pride character are you going to get from Mando?
Holy
I
fuck,
don't know.
Tom! You asked for it, so they're giving you
How
all
do
the
we know what
fucking
their
covers.
sexual preference, sexuality is? I didn't ask.
Yeah, valid point. Dom, which ones do you like here? All of them?
I like the second one, the B cover with Mando in the middle. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
the first one,
the
actually.
This is what you wanted, right? You wanted all these covers, right?
the Cobb Vant.
Yoda. That's a.
I like the Cantum Side one too. That's a cool cover.
I mean, I like that Okazaki again, and
It's just the B cover this time.
That's a
yeah, it's an open order though.
again?
It's an open order.
1 in
Yeah, it's
25
open order.
again.
No, it's open order.
I like
It's
that
open
one.
order. It's the
It's
B.
open order. It's B.
$3 and whatever, 99 cents.
Yeah, but we'll see how many
$125
people.
Yoda sitting up on a tree branch like an owl. That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's the same. We did this before because I thought that the last one, the 1-25 originally, we saw it, and Pete corrected me because I thought that was the B cover and it was the 1-125. We told people to get it. This one is, it's the same artist, same style. It's a B cover.
All right.
So, I mean, cool.
So
I
the
like
character in the middle cover, is he in the Yoda series? Because I haven't been.
No, he's
in
High
the High
Republic.
Republic. He was been in a bunch of books.
This is what Dom wants, Jedi.
I like Handsome Sai, so I'm excited.
I do too, but I agree with what Jedi's saying. Don't fucking put books of people on books that aren't in the books.
Especially if it's not. I mean, that's not even an anniversary cover or some sort of like commemorative. That's just like a regular cover. I mean,
It's
I know
the
it's
Pride.
it's,
That's what they do. That's
it's
what they've always
Pride.
done.
I agree, Jedi. Put covers. If you're gonna make a cover, make it relate to what the fuck the character is. Got it. What would you do if so this is that new Empire book they're doing over. So I gave the synopsis. By the way, Dom, you get it again. Here you go. Regular cover in 1-100. We know how Dom likes the same fucking covers as 1-100 as he does the fucking trade dress. But what would you do if the Empire took over? Operations began to shape on the moon of Andor. This actually sounded pretty good. The continuing Civil 40, it doesn't really matter. But like to see them start establishing shit around, I think this is kind of like the stuff I don't mind them doing in that era. So we'll see what happens.
I like Ryan Brown. I like that cover. Ryan Brown does good covers. So I'm not
middle
picking up
cover.
the 1-100, but I'll pick.
I was gonna say, well, that's a connecting cover, Don. So we get a connecting cover for Dom. It does look cool. The Garbett, but like if you're gonna do that, make sure you get all of the connecting ones, I guess. There's a fucking lot of covers, bro. Holy shit.
Nope.
It's cool though. Speaking of connecting covers,
That
make sure I don't know when Hidden Gems is, but whenever it is on this channel, you guys probably know more than I do. Check out interlocking. It's going to be interlocking Star Wars covers.
Hidden Gems is Monday. Tristan Ghost is Tuesday, I believe.
Hidden Gems is when? Monday?
Monday.
All right, so tomorrow. There you go. And that's it. We got through it. 60 slides this week. Holy hell, that was a lot. All right. How'd the chat do? I didn't even see the chat. Tree Yoda. I like Tree Yoda.
Good one.
Dom likes the one on the screen. Very good.
I like that cover with the stormtroopers looking through the brush too. For some reason, I don't know why.
I like the one with the troopers in the rushes. Oh, you both here. You guys on the same page.
I like the trooper taking a pooper.
Yep, there you go. All right. Well, Ed, I mean, look, dude. He likes the thing what he likes. I disagree with it, and it is what it is, buddy. All right. Here we go. Let's get. Wait, where did Wayseeker go? Hey, JJ, are you there? We got your slides. Oh no, we got Dom's toys.
I'll do that
What
first.
do we have for toys? Yeah, go.
All right, so there you go, Jedi. They're coming out with a battle droid with the interchangeable C-3PO head.
No, they've already come out with that, dude.
No, this is
Yes,
new now.
I ordered this. I should be receiving the. I ordered this like 9 months ago. I should be receiving it in June.
Oh, because they just dropped this again. I don't know. They must have. But
unless they're, I don't know.
It's a different.
I ordered this one. I should be getting it in June. I've been paying for it for 9 months.
All right, so came out, but pretty cool.
You've been paying for this for 9 months.
They got that layaway thing. When it comes on,
you pay a little bit of time.
You just pay like so much money a month, and then when it actually drops, they send it to you. Because it's not out yet. I mean, the pre-order was 9 months ago, but like Dom said, it's about to drop.
This Attack of the Clones Dark Sidious drop. This is pretty cool. We showed this on Friday. So this is pretty cool. It's up for pre-order now.
How much is this?
This is like $295.
Fuck me.
And then Commander Fox, the same thing. Drop. People love their clone troopers. Purge Trooper dropped as well. And now these are the Kabuki statues, the models.
Kabuki.
A couple of clone troopers. You got this one.
How much are these? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. You had, so this is Rex, and you have these are dropping soon.
You're getting that Palps. Jerome's getting the Palps for $295. Cool.
Yeah. Hey. Then Iron Studios came out with a 110-inch statue of R2-D2. That dropped. A lot of pre-orders. Now you got the micro Galaxies Squadron. You got the Emperor Palpatine shuttle, as well as the Millennium Falcon with 2 TIE bombers, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Interceptors, interceptors, right? That's pretty cool. So you get 3 toys in one box, 3 ships. And
That's a lot. That's a lot, and a lot of characters. How much
and
is
it's
this?
a Target exclusive, so good luck.
Well, good luck.
So they had the live stream from Hasbro, and they dropped a couple of figures, including one of 3 vintage figures for the vintage fans out there, vintage collection. They have the Grand Inquisitor that dropped.
Let them have it.
I'd buy them all to burn them.
So they dropped this. So they dropped the Ewoks, the original Ewoks cartoon of Wicket and Kenesha.
Kenesha, yeah.
That's pretty cute, you know. If you the old 80s cartoon, if you're nostalgic for that. Then for some reason this dropped, but it never went on pre-order, and people like asking for it. So it's the Book of Boba Fett, the Luke training Grogu, and I think it finally dropped. I think there's a Target exclusive, but I'm not sure. But it took a while.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because they're already going back to plastic anyway. So.
so now this is what I was really interested in.
Oh, hey.
This is badass. So they dropped for gaming greats, Dark Magnus. So I actually pre-ordered Malgus. There you go, Malgus. I pre-ordered this definitely. One figure that I did order. Then you got the Magna Droid that dropped as well too. Then you get the Clone Wars Ahsoka, the young Ahsoka, which people asked for this.
They used to never have any of these, and now they have like 7.
They want it.
They want the money, man.
Seventh version. The last one went on sale.
They come out Mando for the Book of Boba Fett. I also
Another
ordered
one
this.
people wanted.
Who wanted this?
Everybody wants their Mando.
They want
This
Mando.
shit. No, the last. Come on, guys. The last version of this was just on clearance. Don't give me Jedi.
I can't tell the difference between them.
And stop. No, stop.
Yeah.
We're stopping with this bullshit right now. Listen here. Nobody wants this shit. This shit was on fucking clearance. And then we complain that we don't get good writing and good product, but we're going to pump this shit. Like, come on, man.
They're going to pump out 9,000 toys of the same thing.
But it's got the plastic front so you can see it this time.
That means the funny shit. You want to know the funny shit, Jedi?
The window.
Last version just went on clearance, had the window. They didn't make one of these when there was no window, and they waited until it has a window to make it again.
Whatever, man. They're making another man.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
You got a clone trooper, which is pretty cool. The clone army you can make. People buy them.
They were selling these in 4-packs.
It's just generic clone
It's a
trooper.
phase 2. They love the phase 2 clone troopers. Come on.
Jesus.
You
already
got
had this, too.
Axmo's helmet, which is a rekindled Boba Fett helmet without the dent.
Isn't this the same? Isn't this almost exactly like Pax's helmet, only maybe a little smaller?
Well, this is Axmo's.
I get that.
No, it's the same. They already did a Death Watch helmet that's exactly like this.
They did a Death Watch helmet too. Yeah.
Jesus
But it's
Christ.
weathered to look like Axmo's helmet. Oh, you got one more. You got Chewbacca from Return of the Jedi. A new Chewbacca. It looks like it's a new style. A new.
How many months before this goes on clearance?
Oh, this shit ain't coming out until freaking goddamn.
No, I'm not asking that. When it hits, we should keep it because I think this is like 30 days and then it's gonna be on clearance. Because this. Fuck.
You give it a whole 30 days, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
You think Chewbacca's going on clearance?
It does. Yes, the last version of Chewbacca went on clearance.
See, that's when Clarence comes into town. Clarence comes into town and has everything on Clarence. All right, so you got some pipeline reveals from the Black Series.
Jake
you
Wood,
got a couple
Anakin, I
of
really wanted that one.
You're gonna have Annie, and you're gonna have Padme. So you'll have young
What's the name of that droid? We couldn't remember on Friday.
and you'll have Carlson.
Yeah, that's R2. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a shit.
R5, right?
No, it's an R5.
No,
That's
that's
not
not
R5.
R5.
No, that's not
It's not
R5. What is that one?
I forgot the droid that it is, but it's a Walmart exclusive. You can only get a Walmart. So there you go. Another pre-Vizsla.
These are
Another
so
pre-Vizsla.
bad. They're new
What the hell is-
characters at
what is
least. That's what
premium
Dom wanted.
roleplay?
No, but at least you got young Padme and you got young Anakin. There you go. Are you an angel? No. All right, let's go.
You know, when I saw this, first thing I thought of, I said the same thing on Fridays. I can't believe they canceled Kim's Convenience on Netflix. That's
They canceled it. I love that show.
Yes, I love that show, and then
That's
they
just
canceled
fucking
it.
amazing. That's bullshit.
I
I say
have
we
no
don't.
idea what you're
I say we
talking
don't. It's the guy at the end is Opa in Kim's Convenience. It's a Netflix show that's produced and shot
Awesome
in
show.
Canada. It's
Awesome
awesome.
show.
It's fucking hilarious.
First casualty of the writer's strike.
Ooh, Joe.
Oof.
Oof. Good.
Not wrong.
And you got the pipeline review for the archives. They're coming back with archives now. So they're going to repackage figures that were on clearance, that you would say. But that's what they do.
Yeah, Bo went on clearance. Who's the second figure?
That's Luke. And then you have
Oh,
Vader.
is
you
Luke with his blast shield down, or what is that? What the hell is that?
That's
I think
why
it's
it
the
was on
visor for an
clearance.
X-wing helmet. I think.
Oh, it's visor thing. Okay.
get
That Vader was on
So
clearance.
why are they repackaging things that nobody wanted?
No, but they sold because they said they
They sold them.
archived. They archived them. I don't know. What the fuck knows? I don't know.
They
These
just
look
put it
to
on.
go in the
They
desert.
just put it on a big bag. Yeah, it's stupid.
So we got some Funko now. So
Dude.
it's dropped in the Funko shop on May 4th, $100. It was a Funko shop exclusive, and as it is right now, it's still there.
Did you buy any, Dom?
No,
There's a Boba Fett 18-inch, and it's at one of the GameStops in
I
my
have it.
area.
over there. So
Yeah, I know. The lady tried to sell it. She goes, only $100. I was like, no, thank you. She's like,
Thank
well, it'll go on sale. I was like, all right, well, maybe.
it
Good
did go
job,
on sale
Wookie
for
Fanatic.
$69 at one time. So
Wait,
the
wait.
100
The way she tried to sell it to you is just to say it's only $100 and then say it's gonna go on sale.
it's gonna go on sale.
Yeah, when I said no, thank you, she's like, oh, but maybe it'll go on sale. I was like, all right, well, we'll see.
So Funko
I
has
think
their 25th anniversary, and Disney's having their 100-year anniversary. So a couple of Vader's, more Vader pops. One's an Amazon exclusive, which is part of a train of the 100 years of Disney, and then the other is I forgot what type of style it is. It's like a crystal type of style for Vader.
Swarovski. Are you talking about Swarovski?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's an exclusive from Funko. It's going to be in the Funko shop. This should be dropping probably tomorrow.
Can't wait.
So we got some more
This
Yeah,
is
another
Dom's
mystery
mystery
box.
Dom's buying them all.
of Mando, and you have three different Mandos. You got you got Axe Woves, you got Mando with the gun and Darksaber, you got Costa Reeves, and you got a helmetless Bo-Katan, and you get either two of those, whatever two you're gonna get. There's four different ones in the box. Either a pin, patches, and a keychain.
The season 2 boxes are still in my GameStops.
I
They
know.
haven't sold.
I know.
We opened up a couple on.
I remember you opened it. Dom, are you getting these?
No,
Really?
I didn't get them. Nope.
But
Nice
you love
of
these mystery boxes. You love
I
them.
do,
The
but
Old Republic boxes
not-
were there forever.
I'll look. Yeah, I'll look for these on clear. You gotta wait till they get on clearance. 'cause
Well,
when
you
they
know
get on
what? If
clearance-
they drop, because the other box is $17 now, from $30 it's down to $17. So
yeah,
this
good.
was going to drop too. This will drop.
this will too. Yeah. All right, good. There we go. That's what I like to hear.
So they revealed, and these went on pre-order for Amazon already. The Pop Rides, the Ahsoka, the Obi-Wan, and the Hera. And
I like
as of right
these.
now, they're still up for pre-order right now.
I like those. I like the Hera.
Toys R. I mean, you got to be careful now because Toys R are really starting to slow down, and a lot of them are going to clearance. So you better.
Here would
You have
better
a
in
decent
Ghost.
shot. Huh? Yeah, sure.
Here would better in the Ghost.
So on May the 4th, they dropped the second wave of Obi-Wan pops, which is a
What the
year
fuck?
later that Obi-Wan dropped. So you have the Grand Inquisitor, a Purge Trooper, the seventh brother, young Luke, action pose Obi-Wan, and B10. Was it B10? And then for the Funko Shop exclusive, you have a different pose for the Purge Trooper, and the Walmart exclusive Vader, which I actually like. I like the Vader. I can honestly say, I think I might
That
buy
battle
the
damage. We talked about it on Friday a little bit. That battle damage Vader is very popular right now, and
I
more
like
than
that.
just Funkos. That image, that battle damage image, is real popular on a lot of things. So
Yeah, so if I'm gonna get any of these pops, I'm getting that.
No, John, the head's not canon. Come on, get out of here.
So
funny
I
though.
like that.
All right.
So you got 2 keychains, and I'm actually well, I beg to differ. I said you came out with a young Luke. How come you didn't come out with a young Leia, who was the star of the show? You know, that they didn't come out with her, and probably they'll drop her for like a San Diego con or one of the cons when they'll have her drop.
Oh, that's her little droid in her hand. Oh, that's cool.
She has that's the little Lola, the little Lola droid.
Luke's got the little ship in his hand.
And Luke has a chip that he was playing with in the new. This is pretty cool. I pre-ordered this GameStop exclusive. Darth Maul versus Ahsoka 2-pack, which I like. I like the Darth Maul. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
And then GameStop had gaming grades, a couple more troopers, and a battle damaged Grievous. That I'm telling you, from last year to this year, they dropped a lot of Funko Pops this year compared to last year. I was bitching, complaining all over the place. Where are the Funko Pops? You know, it's May the 4th. How do you not drop anything? And now they drop.
They just dumped them all into a landfill.
Depending on the landfill,
I was complaining there
comments
wasn't
start
enough
rolling
Funko
in.
Pops last year.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep. So many there's a landfill full. Holy fuck, there's more.
They came out a couple of sodas. I showed this one time before. They had the Princess Leia with the Yavin Leia holding the other medallion, and then they have a Greedo now, which came. They wanted.
I may order some of the Leias. I don't know. I might.
The Greedo.
You order cases so you can get the chase.
The Greedo is selling out.
I'll probably order maybe 2 or 3.
So apparently, all the stores, the Greedos were selling out. So
why?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Greedos are already sold out. Greedos sold out pretty quickly on Entertainment Earth too.
Yeah, really quick.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah. So that was the toys. A lot of toys. You know, they had other collectibles that dropped too. Like you had Starbucks mugs, the coffee mugs. They came out with another wave of those. You had a couple of statues, a couple of like pins that came out for Disney for 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. A whole bunch of things, but that was the rundown of toys that actually dropped.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, good stuff. That was a lot.
Okay, Visions. That was a lot. I mean, what do you want me to say? A lot of those things were all fucking
the floor,
repackages.
so of course it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. But a lot of it was repack. The only thing Darth Magnus, but that's not. When's that coming out? A year from now?
No, it actually said the fall. It should be dropping in September.
Yeah, all right. There you go.
Yeah.
Jerome's never getting. You're never getting what you want, Jerome. You're never.
There already was a Hondo. I might actually.
There was a
have an
Hondo.
extra Hondo. I might have an extra Hondo laying around here. To be honest with you.
I think I have.
Oh, he's wanting a Hondo soda. No, we haven't got that.
Soda though, so he can get the chase Hondo.
They're taking their time.
Jerome's gonna buy cases.
All right, who's this number one? Is this
Spider?
You're turn these in order.
Not the one that says 6 through 9 on the bottom, which is the one you have there.
All right, I'll remove that.
The one that says 1 through 5.
It doesn't say 1 through 5 on mine.
No, it doesn't. The other one
first
says 6 through 9 at least, though.
It doesn't. I thought I sent it as 1 through 5.
I think
You did, but it doesn't. When I put
re-downloaded
You
it.
upload it, you lose the file name.
All right,
You had it.
let's start it off with some visions. This first one is JJ. Go ahead.
It's called Sith.
JJ.
Yeah, where's it from, buddy?
Spain.
Not everybody's a flag aficionado like El Guerrero.
JJ put flags on his. I didn't realize that.
I thought he was going to do like a whole thing, like, and this studio. I'm giving you. This is like
I was
his
too lazy to
nerd.
do that.
Nope. This is like you're not getting any. I don't want any
But
extra.
I agree with Marco. You are being a little presumptuous to think that we actually know whose flag that is.
The flag. I'll be honest. The flag was more to remind me.
I know.
One's from like Chile, one's from Spain, and I'm like, no.
Chat. Okay, let's talk to Chat real quick. Chat, did you not expect JJ to go like, by the way, this famous studio from Espanol, Spain, give like 15 shows the fucking thing did.
Hey,
I give him the open door for
you told me to
nothing.
cut down on the slides.
He's like,
So I did.
he's like, fuck this. It's you know what flag that is. All right. All right, here we
You
go.
should be happy.
This one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Except
This was
I thought it
actually
cool.
It started off, so it's very in this. I don't know how to describe the type of animation. Rotoscope was that kind of. Anybody remember that type of animation, like from like the '90s?
Yes.
Where it was like that weird motion capture. I think there was like the AHA video stuff, like Take On.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's kind of what this reminded me of, but like a more like 3D, like obviously more colorful version.
Me.
Yeah. So,
Wait on me. Take
it starts off with her like.
Are you getting
very
the
artistic.
lyrics wrong to Take On Me?
I don't know what the fuck song is. I just know the song goes, take on me.
It's Take Me On. Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Oh,
That's the famous song. You get the lyrics wrong. You can't
that's
get,
worth
you
at
get
least one
names
super
wrong, now you
chat.
get lyrics wrong.
All right.
Hey, Jerome,
Marco.
no, Jerome wasn't wrong. Jerome wasn't wrong.
Aha had one good song and you just messed it up.
You did.
They zero
Scanner
good
Darkly is
songs.
another one, Joe's. Yes, that's correct. Scanner Darkly was a big movie release with that. But anyways,
Sad that you know those.
I don't know if that's really
That's pathetic.
I don't know if that's really what you call this animation style or not. But
I'll
that's what
just
I'm
go
calling
back. At Cameron Stadium, you sing it every game for Duke basketball. It's like one of the key songs for Duke basketball.
That's why nobody
don't
likes
know
you.
that song.
Yeah, that's
You're a
why
Duke
nobody.
basketball fan. It's a
You're not.
huge,
Hey, you're not
huge tradition.
stopping here, Wayseeker. You're making it worse. You do understand that, right?
So Jerome is right about the girl.
Ruining my Duke experience right now.
Kiwis Playhouse.
This is the second slide. We're off the rails already.
Yeah. All right.
I know. Anytime you bring up music references, things just go off the rails.
Just go
I like
Don't
this.
ever do that.
Anyways,
Hey,
story-wise,
Dom, did that remind you? Doesn't this remind you of that GI Joe toy that used to have the spinner thing in it?
Yeah,
The
but
Cobra
also
thing?
it's Grievous's
Grievous's
Remember
bike,
Grievous had the thing.
Yeah. Except for the bike shoots out of it.
But it's kind of cool.
And
though.
lots
I
of
like
guns. Lots of guns.
anyway, story-wise, it starts off. I don't even know what she's doing. I guess painting, and she's using the force to paint, kind of thing. Her mural or whatever it is. And they get a message. Her and her droid, which I can't remember the droid's name, is like EL5 or something. Get a message that their perimeter has been breached. So they go and check it out in this General Grievous GI Joe machine.
Yeah.
She gets there. Turns out it was a distraction force. I think there's only one Sith, and the rest are bounty hunters. If I understood it correctly. So the two droids are bounty hunters, and then the gentleman in the middle there is Sith. But this is where it got really good. I actually did not like this episode until it changed its art style to this.
It was really slow. I thought. It started.
Yeah. It started off slow, and then once it changed to this, I really liked it more.
I like it.
But anyways, he hunts them down. They go through this whole. I guess it's her home is like a downed ship. It seemed like I don't really know what that was, but of course they duel. She calls on the power of the dark side a little bit and uses her dark side and light side saber, strikes him down. It was a cool moment. I didn't capture it where, he basically turns his head as he's dying and says, "Well, now you're the master."
Yeah,
because
cool.
she used to be his apprentice. And
he's dead. It's a cool bet. Yeah, she's like, I'm not a Sith anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's
like, well, I'm my own master. And
I like that droid. That droid was cute.
They take off into the sunset. There was a cool part of this, and I should have tried to capture it on the slide, and I didn't, where the droid basically takes out one of the bounty hunters single-handedly, like
yeah,
giant cannon.
That was cool.
That was a cool
That's
moment.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, go ahead, Jedi. I'm waiting for it. Let's go.
I don't know how are we structuring this thing. Are we gonna go like kind of grade these as
No,
we go?
we're gonna stop right here. I mean, I thought it was okay, but I want to hear Jedi's take so that we can tell him he's wrong now, like we were doing Dom earlier. Okay, Jedi, go ahead.
Yeah. So you guys kind of already mentioned it a little bit. This thing started off slow. Had I not been knowing that we were going to talk about this, I would have probably turned it off within the first couple of minutes because it was very slow. Now, like JJ said, it did get better. And once you kind of put things together, it makes sense. It doesn't mean I liked it. It just means it made sense because obviously she was a Sith apprentice or whatever. I think she was using the art as kind of therapy to
try to feel out the way of the Force,
to keep that dark side down. And then she realized there towards the end, there's a balance involved, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it did get better towards the end, like JJ said, but God, early on, I was not into this thing at all.
Yeah, this was a very artsy fartsy episode where they were trying to speak through the painting.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome.
It's a little bit on the high art side.
Yeah,
sure.
But I thought it was okay. Yeah, I liked it, but it was on the high.
It was a weird opener. Like I think the order of things that come out matters.
Yeah.
Like to draw people in. I think it was really slow. So like I would not have put this one first.
Well, I think the releases, when I go back and I looked at the releases from the first one, obviously the first one are all from the same culture. They're all from Japan. Mm-hmm. But I think they wanted to start off the same way they started off the first one, which was really totally different art style than you'll see anywhere in Star Wars. But
it wasn't just a total different art style. It was like very like, yeah, the messaging of the blending of the two, trying to find yourself through art, that horse shit. Or not horse. That horse shit. Yeah, I'm going to call it horse shit. This is horse shit. That horse shit.
it was an interesting take in the fact that I appreciated that it took.
Jerome's got problems, bro.
Get the ass
Yeah, no
whooped.
kidding.
I'm pretty sure Jerome is just dumb. Like at this
Yeah.
point.
All right, so everybody but Jedi like this one. Big surprise. All right, next one up. This is from. This is the Irish one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cartoon Saloon is Irish studio. So it started off obviously the kids kind of like a children. I don't know what they're making. I don't know if they reference what they're making, but they're basically enslaved into this droid factory or whatever it is that they're doing. They're making some kind of metal. A lot of the stuff involved mining for kyber in the episodes, but in this, that wasn't what they were doing. I don't know what they were doing. Anyways, they all escape out. The girl escapes out first, and then there's the two.
Oh, that's a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Okay. Well, I mean, can you really tell
their names? But they escape out, and they're like, well, it's like, she's like, I have a calling to go to this one place. And then they basically all say, well, let's steal these speeders and go on a Goonies adventure.
Yeah, and some little other being jumps on with them, too.
And it was a really beautiful moment where they're going across the landscape, and the great art in this episode, I thought. The animation of the faces and stuff is obviously different, but like the whole background and everything, and the way it looks like a watercolor painting.
Too.
Yeah, this was actually probably my favorite. They arrive at the cave, which is called Screecher's Reach, and they right away say, "This is a dark place. Like we probably shouldn't go in there." And they enter there, and then I thought this part was actually like if you had a small, like I warned you guys, like if you had like a small child, this might actually be somewhat terrifying to them, just because of the sound effect and the way it's animated. But of course, there's the moment where like we should leave now.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What the hell? Wait. Oh god.
This is. Yeah.
Oh, he broke the internet.
This part was interesting in that she kind of starts. She has this medal, and she says, "Well, give me strength, blah blah blah," type of thing, and all that to face the fear and all that. And so she elects to stay behind while the others run. Well, it turns out all of a sudden you see this red lightsaber blade in a really cool shot here, and she's being chased up the thing, and I'm pretty sure she uses obviously the Force to pull that rock down and create the crack, which then falls, and it realizes that it's actually this old Sith crone lady that the rock's dropped on.
It looks like somebody Scooby Doo. Like
and she ends up striking her dead with her own lightsaber. Takes the lightsaber. Then you find out here at the end that the medallion she's talking to is actually a communicator with whatever this Sith master is. And she's just going to take her as her apprentice. And it actually was really dark.
So was she the master, or was she the apprentice of the Screecher thing?
I think she was the apprentice of the Screecher. You know what, Jedi? You know what I really think? I don't give a shit. This was a fucking horrible episode. This was trash.
Really?
The art was trash.
This was the best.
The fucking storyline was trash. The whole shit was trash.
I think it was trash too, JJ. This one was one of my least favorite.
And this is by far the least favorite.
So I didn't understand how some little kid was going to be able to kill some Sith so easily. Like that's
just screeching all the time. Holy shit, man!
I don't care how old you are.
This one didn't make a lot of sense, but I liked it because of the ending. It didn't actually have a happy ending. It had an ending that was not necessarily a happy ending, which I appreciate it when they do that because they do it so rarely. It seems like. But what really kind of got me is in the chat, JJ's like, "Hey man, if you got small kids, don't let your kids watch this." And so I watched it, and I'm like, "Really? What kind of wusses are we raising in this generation?"
Well, my small kids, I mean like 4 years old or something.
Yeah. He's talking about.
I wouldn't let my kid watch that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't let it. I didn't let my daughter.
I'm piteous. What are y'all doing to these kids?
You can pity me all you want.
Nightmares are good for kids.
I pity all you. They do the Santa Claus is real thing.
I wouldn't let my kids watch this because it wasn't good. Like it's just a waste of time to watch.
I mean, I can see from the animation standpoint that you could find fault in it. I think from the story was great because
I don't think so.
Like
JJ,
Jedi said, they took a chance.
Weakest, lamest Sith character I've ever seen.
Well, it's not. You're not supposed to see the Sith character though. It's about her. It's about the kid.
Exactly, her journey.
Yeah.
Also, I don't believe they were slaves. I think they might have been victims of poverty, but I don't think they were actually slaves in that thing.
Child labor.
I'm not quite sure what their deal was, whether they're like interned into the
Jedi actually liked this episode.
Child labor
I'm surprised at that.
This was my second favorite episode, actually.
This was my second to least one of my favorite episode.
I like the dark tones in it.
I like the fact that they took that chance on a dark ending, and the whole thing was dark, and it's not something you see very often. There was one episode in the last series that had a similar ending, but it was with a adult former Jedi. This was very interesting that it took kids, which made it even darker.
I don't know. The it was just annoying. I mean, this episode was just annoying.
It was. I agree. It's bad.
Yeah. I don't know how you could dislike that ending. I love the ending.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess the ending's not the part that I have a problem with. I have a problem with the other 85% of it. But okay, go ahead.
The next one's Into the Stars. Yeah, Punk Robot studio out of Chile. This one was interesting in the fact that it uses.
I like this one too.
Probably one of the more advanced stop motion techniques.
Not Texas. That is not Texas. That is not Texas.
That's far from Texas.
The blue field of Texas goes all over.
Jesus fuck.
I see using flags was a bad idea now.
First of all, Texas isn't a fucking country. Number two.
I see using flags was a horrible
Hey, wait
idea.
a minute. It could be. It can be. Anyway.
Yeah, the animation studio out of Texas.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you guys hate that you agree with me, but it's all right.
Because you're usually wrong. Every once in a
That's
while,
not
you're
true.
right.
I'm always
Somebody
right.
disagreed with you. Somebody said it was a horrible take.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Somebody thought it was. Yeah, absolutely.
But so we get this whole story of there's two indigenous sisters here. She's trying to pull down the starfighter. It doesn't work. We get the whole backstory of kind of how their people got wiped out by the Empire, which is not unusual. We even see the whole TIE bombers thing. Obviously, the two sisters are fighting. The one says, "I have to go get water because you basically used all my water for this stupid paint you're doing." And then, so they sneak in. Of course, the younger sister gets detected because she sneaks in when the older sister tells her to stay behind.
And with the old story, hit the water, of course.
Yeah. And so, of course, they get detected. She has to save her. She ends up being basically thrown over the edge. Though it was the interesting.
See, that was kind of fucked up too, because they were like, "Yeah, so like, what do you think, dark and kids?" I thought this was more dark than the other one, where they're like, "Hey,
Really?
that kid's so worthless.
the
Just throw that
ending
little
was
bitch over the edge." Not, and I'm not saying bitch.
that was pretty. That actually happens twice in this. There's another episode.
Yeah, yeah. There's another one. There's another one too, where it gets kind of like, "Oh, we're gonna just."
The dynamic of this was the
Fucking
older
throw kids
sister.
over?
The older sister had basically refused to use the Force. They were both Force-sensitive kids. And their mom was Force-sensitive. And the older sister basically refuses to acknowledge the Force. So, of course, she saves her sister here when she gets tossed over by using the Force. They have to show down with the Empire against the Walker. They use the Force to actually kind of smartly bring down the whole water tower or whatever that they're storing all this water in. Of course, that's designed to revitalize the land. You see the sisters together. There's one interesting thing, and I didn't capture a slide of it, and I probably should have. I tried, but I couldn't capture it, and I was doing this late at night. But there's a very ending of this, and I'm interested to see what everybody else's thought was. There's a take at the very end where there's actually 3 stars in the sky as opposed to the one that represented the mother earlier. Mm-hmm. Do you think they die? The 2 sisters?
I think they were just
the 3 stars in the sky.
I think the spirit was reborn. Maybe I don't fucking
No,
know.
I actually think that they are family again. I think it was just to represent that.
Because they say like early on that they're like the last 2.
I don't think when they die they actually become stars. I think that's just what they believe.
They didn't become a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I know.
They didn't pay this $50,000. All right, so what do we think of this?
Yeah, what do you think of this one?
I like it.
Yeah, this one to me was predictable. I think the whole time you knew that this little brat was going to wander off and get herself in trouble.
Whoa. Shots fired. Jedi hates little kids.
I hated the kid in this episode. I agree with that.
And then and you knew that the sister's powers were going to either manifest or she was going to decide that she needed to use them in order to save the little brat. So kind of predictable, but I think the production of it was, I agree with JJ, I think it was done pretty well. The stop motion or whatever, I think it was kind of pleasant to watch, but I thought the story was kind of just like cookie cutter. You kind of knew what was going to happen the whole time.
But whatever you do, don't go over one random victory or a Jedi's house trick or treating, because they'll just shit in your.
You better cosplay for real. You come out.
He's gonna give you pennies and then complain that you. When I was a kid, I used to get pennies.
I don't believe they actually become stars either. I think that's their religion or whatever. I don't believe when they die they actually become celestial objects in the sky.
Dom, could you help your partner out here?
No, actually, I thought this was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was predictable. But it was predictable. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that all these studios take different chances with the animation, the way they do things, and this was pretty cool as a claymation type of animation, and the story was good. It's like two sisters that the last of their kind, and they, the water they're fighting. They're still alive. Like I don't know if the thing that JJ was talking about, if they died, but it was just a cool story that to see two sisters and sisters are gonna fight. Yeah, she was annoying. She was, because kids don't listen. We all know that.
I thought it could have gone another. I actually do think the turning point when they're like, just toss this little bitch over the edge. I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. So before that, it was just mediocre. But then I was like, oh.
Jerome agrees with me.
I kind of agree with Jedi too. Like I thought this was like one of the best arcs, weakest story. Like I thought the story was weak and the kid.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as that.
JJ, man, we're like there. We're synced,
now
right?
this is what I liked. I like this one. I don't care. This was great.
Tom, you've liked every one so far.
No, but I'm saying, but this one, wedge your tealies, baby. Come on.
Oh, Jedi so get the fuck off my lawn at this point. Guaranteed he did not like this shit. Guaranteed.
No, there's no way he liked this.
There's no fucking way he liked that.
Oh my god! It's so you're okay. All right.
Well, I'll be honest. So,
JJ.
Quick background on Aardman. Aardman is out
There's
of the
no
UK.
way he could like this.
Aardman is
Okay,
also probably the oldest animation studio in this thing. Famous for doing Wallace and Gromit out of the UK for I don't know what 30 years probably at least. So there may be some nostalgia there in the way this is done too. Obviously,
I like
this
is
one
because of that. I like Shaun the Sheep. I like this. Yeah,
this was supposed to be obviously the most humorous one. There really wasn't much like lore necessarily in this. You start off with Wedge Antilles, and he's there to introduce and judge the the Flight Academy family race for that year or whatever. I forget on whatever planet this was. But then we're introduced to the girl and her mother. The girl's in the Flight Academy. Her mother's kind of a huge nerd. And then we get introduced to the two other characters, which I don't know their names because I didn't have time to write everything down. The Wookiee and the Wookiee's hilarious.
Yeah, the Wookiee, the bug-eye guy. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant the two, like the mom. And
and you're of course introduced to kind of the villains, which are the annoying girl, the mean girl, I guess you call her, and her mother. There's like the snooty. She's supposed to be like the chancellor of the planet or something, some high position, whatever it was. But of course, her mother ends up. She forgot
all the clothes come falling out.
The bra got hit the face. It was funny. It landed on the face.
Landed right in front of the start-finish line for the race.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, I thought this was great. But of course, the daughter's super embarrassed, and the mother's like, "Oh, hey, it's a family race. We're gonna do this thing because the whatever uppity ladies was smack talking us. So let's enter this thing." The daughter begrudgingly goes along. Of course, they win the race. Big surprise. The daughter, mean girl, and her mother wreck out, and she reconciles with her nerdy mother and says, "Oh, I'm proud of you."
Now, Journey to Darkhead, yes.
No, I really like.
God, you say yes to everyone. You can't say yes to everyone and be
no.
I don't know. We're not there yet, Dobbs. I just accidentally hit the button.
But no, I Am Your Mother is one of my top 3. Like, if
I actually watched. So this is the first one I watched with my daughter. Really enjoyed it and really enjoyed watching it with her. So this was a good one for it. So
yeah,
it was funny as shit too.
Yeah, lighthearted, and it was funny. It was genuinely funny.
It was.
Like it had genuinely funny moments.
Jedi, what do you think?
Jedi, go yell until they get off.
You know what? You guys aren't going to believe me since Marco said that earlier. This was my favorite one.
There you go.
And I'm not just saying that to counter what Marco's. I swear to God, it may seem I'm not. And it's weird because I think this one's also Cookie Cutter, which was one of my. I mean, you kind of seen.
Literally, this is everything you've criticized so far. This is all of it.
I will
all of it.
Get that. But this
it is, but it isn't because it uses.
I think
humor.
what JJ said. I think the difference is this one was fun. Even though everything was kind of expected, it was still fun to watch. My wife was walking by and saw me watching this, actually sat down and started watching this one with me. So she enjoyed it too. But yeah, this was my favorite one. I just liked it. I thought it was fun.
I did not expect it, but this was top 3 for me. So I thought it was a good one.
And I'll say this: kudos to Aardman in the studio for I think some of these studios thought to go a little bit outside their typical box of the way they normally animate.
Oh yeah, this is exactly
the same way they've done this for 30 or 40 years, and they stuck to it. So kudos to them for not trying to change.
I hated everything after this, but I think I like this.
Oh man, the 2 of my favorites coming up.
Fuck. It's okay.
This
You
one,
Dom.
definitely.
Like I don't. You guys are hanging out too
Dom,
much.
you want
Just
to do
you.
Journey to the Dark Head?
I like this one.
So
Is this your favorite?
just
I don't even
Korea,
remember what
right?
it was.
You know
South
what?
Korea?
It's a
Yep, South Korea,
This one and the first one, the Sith, were my favorite ones out of this.
Doing your South
Oh
Korea.
God,
So
I hated this one. Oh my God.
this was
How'd you
the
hate this
closest
one,
one.
man? This was
This was
awesome.
probably
Not
this and maybe
North
one other.
Korea. It's South Korea.
Oh Jesus!
Flags were a bad idea.
Good line, AOA. Give him the bell. Fuck it, give him the bell before whatever. Yeah, this
You're
is
the one that has the bell, so you
Ring
can
the
give
bell. All right.
This was
Let's
probably
go.
the closest one to traditional, like Japanese style animation out of all of them. But it starts off with her talking to her, I guess, like her people's council of her planet or whatever, trying to convince them that I think these heads are causing the war, and if we destroy these heads of these special statues, we can maybe help in the war. They don't go for it, so she goes to the Jedi Council and says, "Listen, like I can do this or whatever. I just need help and I need the resources." And old lady Jedi is like, "Well, sure, we believe in you. We'll actually give you a Jedi to help you out."
This one felt
So-
the most Jedi
Yeah,
or Star
so-
Wars. I don't.
It did. No, I agree with him. This felt the most Star Warsy, like probably out of all of them as far as like lore goes.
I felt this was the most like Asian inspired.
Well, it was,
anime
but I still
version
also
of it.
think it felt
It was
the most-
awesome, man. I like this.
story wise, I think it felt like more like a Star Wars story than a lot of them
Yep.
did. Anyways, end up with Toll, who Toll is the one here. He ends up in this like nightmare / flashback of his master getting killed by a Sith and him basically being tortured by him. And you see him there meeting up with the girl for the first time. Another anime trope, the girl with the hat turns out to be an attractive young girl that is about the same age as the young hero.
Yeah.
But he ends up saying they go to this planet where these heads are the statues, and there's a suspicious looking characters there, and he ends up sensing the presence of the Sith who killed his master.
And told him that he was going to be his.
Told him that he was going to turn to the dark side and tortured him, basically. And of course, the Sith then chases him down as they're headed to these statue heads. Duel ensues, which is actually a pretty cool duel on the back of the speeder or whatever that thing was, between the two. This is probably one of the best animated lightsaber duels in the thing, at least in my opinion. And then you had those two show down. Of course, he gets the drop on Toll eventually, gets him snared in the same way he killed his master. And this is supposed to be like represent the image that she
The
saw
Rock
in
in
this
the beginning.
Yeah.
And she's the third one. And this
She's
is
the
where I was
figure in
like,
the middle.
wow, this is really fucking.
She decides to use the missiles to try to take out the or distract, I guess I should say, the Sith, which it works. Toll gets the drop on him, ends up decapitating him, which I thought that was a cool shot of the way he cut him. Of course, Toll is falling at this point. She saves him at the last second with a parachute. They come off, and they all end up in a nice, happy ending together. They say, we make a great team, and maybe we should do it in the future. They don't end the war, but I think this one to me, it was obviously the most traditional animation style, at least for Japanese animation.
It was it was very Japanese animation.
Yeah,
and Japanese
I know it's from
storytelling.
Korea, but still, like, I think this one also though was designed to be a lot like what Ninth Jedi was in the.
Yeah, but don't the Koreans and Japanese hate each other?
No, not South Korea. I don't think.
No, I think
Not publicly, anyway.
well, they used to for a long time. But go ahead.
There's no,
But,
never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. About that. Anyways, political associations aside, I think this one had the most ability to go like future Star Wars story, like to build into something. It probably won't. It'll probably be like Ninth Jedi was in the last season, where I think it took the most in-depth Star Wars lore and used it. But like, I think this has the most legs to actually do something with. I don't know if they will, but I liked it. I liked this episode. It was the longest one. I think it clocked in at 21 minutes. It was 2 to 3 minutes longer than everything else.
Go ahead, Jedi.
Yeah, I didn't like this one at all.
Yeah, you don't like the Japanese animation ones. You hated the Ronin, the first one. It was awesome. Those are the best ones. Dude.
I'm just saying, I didn't like it, man. I didn't like this thing. It was. I don't know. I just didn't get it, dude. I didn't like it. It was boring.
You didn't like the scene when they had the flashback when he killed all those guys? That was awesome. The flashback, the Sith killed all his master. And I'm like, damn, that's cool.
This one was just, I really can't even put my finger on. It just was not. It's just boring. It did not have anything to grab me. It just didn't. Yeah. I don't know.
It seemed a little cookie cutter, and like you knew what was going to happen, and yep, okay. And then like I will say that the fight scene on the speeder was okay, but then it seemed like that went too long. The whole thing about what you're saying, Dom, I was like, yeah, okay, it was cool that he had like the the little scorpion get over here thing, but then like they overplayed that too, and it wasn't like a mystery, and it just was like,
Is this the first Jedi Council ever that Yoda wasn't sitting on?
Yeah, like, pretty much.
I think it's supposed to be like an Outer Rim council.
I don't think it was as bad as Jedi saying, but I thought it was middle of the road.
This one just bored me. I mean, it just bored me. There's nothing exciting about it. Maybe because like Jedi said, or like JJ said, this one was very Star Wars like already. So maybe I'm like, okay, there's nothing new or exciting about this. So maybe that's why I really can't put my finger on it. Other than I just didn't like this one.
Mm-hmm. It carries some cultural influence, obviously, from Korea. With you can even see it here in this last shot with the flowers and the way the planet's designed and stuff like that. But as far as like lore goes contained in, where you have Jedi versus Sith, the struggle of light and dark side, all that, like all that was here in this episode, and that's why to me it felt like very Star Wars like.
The young Jedi, he was like almost emo like. He was just very like no emotion, just very like
nonplussed the whole time. Yeah.
How are you emo like and have no emotion? Like that I don't get.
Just very sad, I guess. Maybe sad. I guess sadness is an emotion. Okay, there you got me. But yeah, he was just very sad.
Goth than emo, though.
Yeah, goth maybe.
All right. Okay. So and Dom, we know really loved it. So wait, did you say something, Wayseeker? What was your opinion on this one?
This one was fine.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
all I have to say about it. Yep. It was fine. It was too long. I thought a bunch of them were a little bit too long for me personally. Like I like this season better, but they still could have been.
Yeah, the ones that started getting around in 19 minutes did seem like there's a couple. One just got mentioned in the chat. That one I thought was good, but then got too long too. But all right, so now Wayseeker, you gonna pull yours up?
Yeah, I don't know anything about these studios, so JJ can jump in here. I don't know where these.
La Charrette is French.
French.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't have any flags, so it's not Texas.
Don't worry, people thought it was fucking Texas anyway.
Yeah, I like this one too. It was Texas.
No, Texas ain't claiming this one.
This is actually my favorite by far. So I love this one. You open it up here, and there's just like Imperial place where they go to see entertainment, and so all these Imperials were there, and you find out
fat stormtroopers, yeah.
All of them. Yeah, they're just going to spend their credits and get some fun entertainment. You get this spy dancer here who has been working for the rebellion for, I don't know, almost 20 years, I'm guessing, since her son was taken. Been doing this thing where she puts trackers and other things on the Imperials to help the rebels kind of figure out where they all go and all their bases and all that other stuff. And she's tired. She's worn out. She doesn't seem to want to do it anymore, but she has to. You get some awesome art. I just like the animation. I love the scenes here and how they did the dancing. This one I thought was really fun. You see her put all the trackers on it, and then she's going, and as she's doing her dance, she sees this person,
the guy who stole her son.
Yeah, who reminds her of the one who stole her son. So she has those flashback with the same droid and the same cape and the same cane.
He's supposed to be a security bureau. I think just judging by the outfit and the droid, but
ISB or whatever. Yeah. Uh-huh. Stole her son, so I think she thinks it's the same person. She thinks it's her, the guy who stole it, and she goes in and she's like, "I'm gonna risk everything. I'm gonna go and take him out. This is the end. Get everybody out of here." And as she does that, she realizes it's not the same person. It is actually her son. So this was a twist I didn't see coming. And that's, I think, why I really enjoyed this one.
I didn't see it either. And I want to know where the hell his eye is. Where the hell's his eye?
I think he's covering it.
Yeah, there's a war going on.
He's an alien. Remember, the aliens can't be in. I don't have aliens in the Empire.
I think you're right. I think he's covering it because he doesn't want people to know that he has two different color eyes, like all of the species.
There you go.
That's
There
an
you go. Good
interesting
job.
point. Yeah, I didn't catch that. Good job, Dom. I didn't get that.
I think Dom's right on that
Maybe
one.
it wasn't an alien. What? Maybe that's just like a mutation,
Yeah.
like
And then they get-
Max Scherzer.
A cool little fight happens, and ultimately, he's like, "Why aren't you trying to attack me?" He's like, "It's because I'm your mother." Like, and he gives her the little thing at the end, and you see him.
Well, because you also see, I don't know if you were going to mention it or not, but to Dom's point about aliens, you also see pinkish stuff here, like he had cut off or someone had removed that his horns.
No.
Yep. So I think that's right. Yeah. So
Yeah, nothing says Star Wars like kidnapping children.
Empire
That's a
Kidnapping.
trope, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This one was my favorite personally. I'll be interested to hear
Happens like
what
7 times in these things. The
It
kids are
wasn't quite
kidnapped one way.
It wasn't quite my favorite, but I thought it was really good.
No, it was really solid. I like
This is middle of the road for me. I love the animation style. I wasn't huge on the story. I thought the twist to me was a little bit predictable. Well, it wasn't hugely predictable, just a little bit. I kind of figured out that that's going to be like her son kind of part way through, but I still think it was good though. Like, and this was probably one of the most. This and maybe one or two others seems super culturally influenced. Like, because if you know like history of World War II and cabaret and the French Revolution and all that stuff, like there was a lot of that in play in this episode. So
this was
against fascism, that type of stuff.
This was probably my number 3, but there's probably a large gap between this and number 2. But this was number 3. I do agree with JJ. There was a point, probably, I don't know if it was halfway or a little beyond halfway, where I kind of figured out, oh, okay, that's her kid that was stolen. But yeah, I still liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. It was number 3 for me.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, when they did the flashback, you knew it was the kid, but whatever.
Well, you didn't. I didn't realize it then. I realized it when she went to kill him halfway through, and it's like stopped. Right. That's when I realized it. But I didn't really try to figure these things out. I just watched a couple and said I got other things to worry about, so I'm just gonna watch them.
All right, cool.
Bandits of Golak. Which one is this one?
It's the Indian.
I believe this was out Indian.
It's the Indian one.
This is really good.
Tom, you said that on every one.
No,
every single one.
This one was really good. You know what? I'm sorry. I enjoyed them.
That's
I'm
good.
glad you're enjoying Star Wars. I'm glad you're enjoying Star Wars. That's good to see
this.
after last week.
That's the whole point of these.
This is what Dom wants every week. He wants every week.
That's what I said about the last Visions. If you have fun on the adventure, that's the important part. Like, you can worry about canon, not canon, story, whatever. But if you have fun on the adventure, that's what's
I think when it's out of canon, you sit back and relax a little bit because it's not connected, so they can go wild and do whatever they want to do. When you see the canon, everybody's sitting there watching the canon thing, like, oh, that don't make sense. People get pissed off. But when you're watching this, it doesn't have to make sense. It's just awesome stories. I like that.
I like this one, but we already had a story about a kid who didn't do what they were supposed to be told, and so I think that was
there's a little bit
that really kind of like slowed it down, and like I didn't like it until like.
Although to me, she was less annoying than the one in the stars.
No, but I do like the fact that the Indian influence culture to this mixed with
hugely.
aliens and Star Wars, which was really good.
I did too. I thought the cultural elements. I thought the art was.
This
great.
was probably the. I know I said the last one was really culturally influenced, but this was probably the most culturally influenced out of all these. Like, I mean, if you couldn't tell this was from India in this thing, you've probably never read a National Geographic or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
But,
yeah. No, you're right. But yeah, you see him start on the train there.
Texas?
They're on a train. She just wants the flute and all that stuff, so she ends up taking it, which gets them in trouble because everybody sees her using the force
to take it.
Uses the force. Come on, this kid was really dumb. Like multiple times. This was one of the things I did not like about this one. Was this kid was dumb.
I didn't like this either, but they had to do this to kind of set up the other one to where they thought it was her, but it really wasn't, right? Then they kind of have to set that up somehow.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right. But this was just dumb. They could have done it some other way. Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to distract you because everybody saw this, so I'm going to go steal these lollipops because that's what's going to do. I'm like, no, they're going to go after the force person, not the lollipop person, but hey, whatever.
And I love the aliens. A lot of aliens in this.
That's Sinu whatever species, right?
Yeah, they're all in it. A lot of them.
Yeah. Again, the first part, the story got really good the second half, but the first half I felt like it dragged. So I just skipped over lots of that stuff where they go on the chase and end up getting off the train and all the reconnecting, and then they get to a place where they can eat, where they feel like they've been told
It's
about.
like a rest stop, I guess. I'm not in the Indian culture enough to figure out what this was. At first,
Yeah.
I thought it was a hotel, but it wasn't a hotel because they're like, oh, you can only stay so long and you got to move along. I'm like,
Yeah.
rest stop, I guess.
Yeah. So they stop and they get some food, and while they're doing that, she just decides she's going to show off the Force again and put this thing above her head. And like, come on, sister, come on, you know better than this. While they're having this, the Inquisitors come, and I thought they did the Inquisitor really, really well with the guards. This part I thought was great. And while he's doing it, he mimics her by putting all of these, platters in the air, and he's like, "Stop doing that," as a way of like showing that she was Force sensitive or whatever. And what ensues is, I thought one of the better lightsaber battles.
Yes, the lightsaber battle was awesome. It's just
she's a Jedi, and what's a Jedi doing in Godek or whatever. And then they have a fight, and she just takes him right out on the throat.
Ring the bell.
They open up the secret path that they put the younglings
Jedi underground.
through. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, do you think this scene was kind of inspired a little bit by the Kenobi underground?
Might have been. I don't know exactly when they planned all this out as far as animation goes, but
think about it. She's an old lady on Gurlak.
It's what it reminded me of, anyway.
Yeah,
it does inspire because an old lady on Gurlak, and like you didn't expect a Jedi on Tatooine. You think about it, a Jedi living out on Tatooine, so it kind of is inspired by that Obi-Wan type of stuff.
Yeah, I kind of get that same question. I thought that way, Jedi, and then they say goodbye, and that's that one.
Oh fuck! Apparently, all they eat in India is fucking lollipops.
And then they throw the flute. She threw the flute in the water. They floated by. He picked the flute and went off.
If it was really lollipop, they kept saying it was sweet. So yeah, I guess it was. But
I just was over some Hindu's house literally the other day. No lollipops in their fucking house. So I gotta go ask them.
Oh, damn, man!
No lollipops, bro.
No dum dums.
Well, it's also Star Wars. It's like what is it? The Wrecker always liked to eat. I don't forget. It was basically like popcorn, but
that popcorn.
Oh,
I really wanted to. The way that old lady's cane became two, it didn't really seem to fit right. But I mean, it happened so fast, it's hard to see. But I was like, okay, so when they're together, I don't know. It didn't seem like it was.
It looked a little bit like a Cal Kestis thing, where like it's actually like one on top of another instead of like connecting one you pull apart. Like it's kind of weirdly designed.
It was weird to me, but
to me, I
thought it was cool. I like the animation. The kid thing is what it is. I'm not gonna.
I didn't like the animation so much. To me, the animation is just 88 Pictures uses Clone Wars animation in this pretty much. Like it's incredibly similar, a little bit differently defined, I guess, because the culture.
I don't know. I thought it was good. I liked it,
but it wasn't. I did agree the lightsaber duel was awesome. The story was really kind of very predictable. Like, I mean, once you figured out the old lady was a Jedi, like you knew the kid was going to go with her, and they were going to be given a choice.
But as Dom said, there's a lot of aliens. It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
So. All right, Jedi. Did you like this one, Jedi?
I didn't hate this one, but it was, I don't know. I kind of stopped ranking them after my top three. The kid was annoying, but I mean, yeah. But yeah, this one was okay. I think I'll just rank this one an okay. I didn't hate it.
This is probably in my bottom
Hindu
three.
friend house there.
If
anyway.
we were ranking them,
this was not. This was probably a little bit above mid-range where I have it at. Wayseeker, what do you got on this?
It's lower mid-range. I don't think it's bottom three,
I like
but it might be bottom three. It'd be pushing bottom four, I think. I hated the start. I liked the lightsaber battle, but that doesn't make 19 minutes worth of episode good enough for me. Yeah.
I thought this was like one of probably the most predictable stories as far as where you're going. Because once you figure out the place was levitating, as you said, it's not me, and you figured out I wasn't the Inquisitor, you pretty much knew the old crone that you met earlier is a Jedi.
Yeah.
Because she was, the way they foreshadowed it greatly earlier on. So.
Funny enough, I kind of agree with Jerome with his 10 Commandments vibe, because when she did like make the water, I did get kind of a Charlton Heston 10 Commandments kind of feel from that. But
yeah,
it was a good. I don't know. It was a pretty solid episode. Man,
right now we're getting to my least favorite one. So
yeah, I didn't like this one at all.
We'll see what other people. If anybody can say something good about this one other than Dom, please jump in.
Dom, what did you think of the pit?
Dom, what do you think of this one?
Me? What do you think I think of the pit?
Yeah.
I thought
Lucas
it was okay.
LTV and
Okay.
I love this one. I love it. I thought it was great.
Top 3 for Dom.
It was okay. I just wish there was one of the other things would have happened and it didn't happen.
what?
Boba Fett.
No.
Yeah, Boba Fett comes in, saves them,
Sarlacc eats them all.
flies into the pit, saves them all.
I want to
So,
see
yeah.
the stormtroopers just start shooting people like crazy.
Real quick before you dive in, Wayseeker, 2 quick backgrounds.
wrong with
Believe it or not, the studio is actually from Japan for this one.
Really?
Yeah, and then this is the only one to actually Lucasfilm actually stepped in and helped produce. That's the Lucasfilm Ltd and DR Studio.
Well, they should have
So
stumped
Kathleen
out.
Kennedy screwed it up. That explains everything.
So just a quick background there.
Kathleen Kennedy's now an animator. Yep, that's her. All right,
Kathleen
go
Kennedy's
ahead.
involved in every freaking thing.
Right.
right.
She's busy.
No wonder.
That's right. All right, so this one.
No, well, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on in this world?
I don't know.
All right.
Really?
I don't know. Empires
Don't
has all
fly,
these
then.
slaves. Again, they have slaves, Dom. So we have slaves. Indentured service, whatever you want to call them, whatever. They're here.
People that work and don't get paid for it. There you go.
That's not work, but
That's what a slave is.
Yeah, I know. I thought we were never going to see slaves again, but we've seen slaves.
you don't
all
understand.
this week.
I'm talking about
That's not canon.
About Leah. It has nothing to do with this.
and
They
this
didn't
one was
use
actually
the
done by
word
Lucasfilm,
slave. I think
you
that's
know?
the point.
Yeah, they're technically prisoners. That's the word they use. But I think like internment camp, I guess would be probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
What the
they're
fuck
out
was?
there,
Can we just get into what the fuck the point of this was?
They're digging. They find that they're digging for kyber crystals, and so you can see here as it goes on, you get to see the city that's being built around it because they're able to
Some
go.
interns.
Unpaid.
Ring the bell!
Unpaid intern.
Unpaid interns. Oh,
So the city goes up outside of the
Space
pit. The city never knows the pit's there. That thing didn't make any sense to me either because it's not that far away from the city, and there's nothing else there. So somebody should venture out and see what the heck's around this area, but
Why
nobody
would you when
does.
you're in that damn castle? That damn.
Well, they built that city so freaking fast. How come the people weren't older? I didn't get that either.
I didn't get it either. None of this.
There was
made
like this
sense to me.
time lapse kind of thing going on, but yet when you come back, they're still the
There was a
same.
movie where time lapse. They walked into the cave.
Oh, it had that feeling for what's it called?
And why are they digging so deep and realizing like, of course this is what's going to happen? They're digging themselves into a. They think that they're going to be free at the bottom, and then they get all happy, and but they realize no, they're just getting trapped in this. Well,
look, I think it
I
was
didn't
more
get
along
that
the lines of the Empire pulled up stakes, right?
right.
What the deal was that they basically
Well, they hit a
thought
certain-
they thought they'd mined all the copper, and they started to let their bonds go or whatever, and then they're like, okay, we're free. But then they realized they also took all the equipment, all the elevators and stuff to get them out of the hole with them. So basically, they just left them there to die in the internment camp or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. But it's pretty predictable that's what the Empire was going to do if you've been enslaved to make this big pit, but whatever. So one of the kids says,
Zaggy holds his silence.
I got a way out. I can climb out. Kid climbs out, goes to the city, says, hey, look, there's a big hole out there with kids that are trapped, and they've been doing all this stuff, and the city's been based off of all of the work that we did. Come help us. We're like, really? We didn't know that. Like,
Built
okay.
this city on rock.
And then they capture him and they throw him in. This is pretty.
This was dark.
This is dark.
Super dark. I was like,
Yeah,
surely they're not going to throw him in that giant hole. And yeah, that's exactly what
They
they
did,
did.
and that's what they did.
This was dark. Yeah. That one I did not see coming that they were actually going to do that. That was the one thing about this episode that I thought was kind of neat.
Neat. What the fuck is wrong with all you psychopaths?
Because I didn't see it coming. I didn't think they'd do it.
I think. I mean, I don't know if Wayseeker probably
Right,
didn't
this
mean
is
the word
normal.
neat, but it's unexpected. It's rare that you see this.
Yeah.
In a Star Wars movie, so I think you have to kind of.
Yeah, usually like at best you get like the sound of the blaster and them cutting away or something, like if they're going to kill somebody. But
I
like, this is
expected
just
one
like,
of the little. I expected the young boy down at the bottom to like manifest some Jedi powers and catch him or something. That's the way this stuff usually works. But
you had that feeling of
was
like
the girl.
surely someone will save him. And
No, I don't. Hey, I'm saying this is fucked up. So I know it stinks. I'm saying this is fucked up. I'm not like Nino. They chucked this dude.
But you don't see that. That was I did not see it coming. I thought something like what Jedi was going to say. There's somehow they weren't going to show it, but they did. And then it gets really lame again. Like, they're like, we could just sing our way out of this thing by saying the same phrase over and over again in the city that doesn't even know it exists. Is going to hear us
or whatever.
They actually came to investigate anyway, because remember, they didn't know what was going on. He told them
they didn't come until after they started singing.
Well, it was the power of the Force.
I think there might have been some underlying message in this that that isn't necessarily real visible to.
I didn't get
built this city.
Yeah,
we built this city.
You got that song right, but
I think
you take on me.
The design of it was she was using the Force to get the attention of the townspeople to come and help or all that. But like it very came across as like a very like the Grinch that stole Christmas, like the Who's of Whoville singing moment, kind of for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
it didn't land.
No, it did not land at all. And then the people come, and Dom wanted to see the Empire shoot them all. That's what Dom really wanted to
shoot.
He just wanted them all to die.
A lot of aliens in this one. A lot of the same aliens, but
and then they come and they save them. So that was that one. That one was by far my least favorite. So
there was the only interesting.
So this one had a credit scene.
No, hold on. Wait, what did you think of the last one before we get to this one?
No, the last one was my least favorite.
Yeah, I know you didn't like it, but you just skipped over because you don't fucking like it. We don't get to ask anybody else, basically. That's not how this shit works.
I said before. I think I said before. I didn't like this one. I didn't think it was kind of didn't make sense. The whole singing and then them hearing, it didn't make sense. But I did like I said, this one had a credit ending, so credit scene. So I kind of thought that was kind of neat in a way. But anyway, that's about it. That's the only thing I appreciated.
Dom, what do you got on it?
Drawing the picture on the rock.
Dom, what do you got on it?
It wasn't like the best story-wise. It was, but the visuals were really cool. They had really nice visuals.
They looked a lot like Boondocks.
I just want all those people to get shot. I swear.
All right. Well, I don't even got anything.
Tom goes from loving everything to like mass murder, just like that. I mean, it's not like
animation unless there's.
So when he said stop or shoot, I just wanted to see people start getting shot and attacking the.
As long as you throw a kid to the bottom of the pit and his head cracks open, I'm okay with it. But if not, it's garbage.
I want to see the troopers get thrown into the pit. That'd been cool too.
All right.
I will say this: I'm with Jedi. The most interesting thing about this was the post-credit scene, and I think it's the only time in this, and it feels weird to me. This did not feel like a Star Wars thing at all, for the most part, like episode to me, except for at the very end in that post-credit scene where the kyber crystal, because the girl's using it, changes color from clear to blue. Because obviously, when you're a Force user, that's the way the kyber crystals work, or whatever. But to me, like it was weird that this was like Lucasfilm actually helped work on this one a little bit, and it's like seems like the least Star Wars filled episode of this whole thing.
All right, let's move along.
Because Kathleen Kennedy hates Star Wars.
Oh Jesus, fuck!
That's right.
The Force is female.
It had apparently kids too.
I agree with that.
We got the last one. Where's this one from?
Triggerfish. Triggerfish is. Let me look up real quick.
Oh God, this
was cute.
What the shit? Jedi's out.
This was my absolute least favorite one. I almost turned it off. It was so
This
terrible.
is worse than the pit.
Oh God,
Triggerfish is South African.
Maybe it was bad.
Why couldn't? Yeah.
I this is not. Yeah.
I know, Jerome.
Yep. We'll go through it. So you get all these texts at the beginning. I didn't put all the text in there, but it's all about this world that had lots of kyber. The Sith corrupted it, and so I didn't kind of understand this one. So maybe y'all can help me on this one. But it involves a kid and her dad. He's a kyber crystal, explorer, collects it. So the Sith come, or the Jedi come, and the Jedi after lots of hard work, are able to purify it. So you get to see the Jedi, which I actually thought looked pretty cool. Like I thought the Jedi art was pretty awesome. Reminded me a little bit of Sav. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I like this story, but go ahead. Yeah, I can explain some of it.
You see the Sith Kyber crystal there and how red it is, and all of that. And so that's where she comes and helps collect. And she speaks through the Force to the daughter. Is that what happens here? Like she's using her mind to speak because she realizes that somehow, this person has a gift with the Force.
Yeah, kind of.
Because it's like somehow, her voice uses the Force or releases the Force or something was what the deal was. So she had to stay silent. And she's communicating with her, I guess, telepathically or whatever you want to call it. The Jedi is.
Yeah. So we got that. They go to work together. She works on some sort of animals or whatever. Dad's
getting the little beetles off.
Child labors again. Okay, Dom.
Yeah, it's okay.
Child labor again.
Hey, Jedi says back in his day when you came out the womb, the next day you went to work. So fuck it.
That's why you have kids, right? So they work for you.
He's like, these kids are wusses nowadays.
Born with that beard.
Yeah, he's like, these kids are wusses nowadays. I started working. Fuck child labor laws.
These kids,
like, do you see this figure right here?
They get room and board, they get allowance, and they get free health care. That sounds like employment to me.
And they can count 10 figures. They can count 10 figures. They got all their figures by the time they're 10. That's ridiculous. All right, go ahead. What's up?
So she, hears the Kyber calling to her while she's working. So she decides that she's gonna go and quit her job and go check after the Kyber. She ends up getting, called to this cave. She goes in and she starts seeing all of the Kyber or whatever. It's calling out to her all the stuff. And so I don't know what happened to this one. Like were they blowing up the mine, or did her presence there cause the thing to blow up?
The red Kyber crystals interacted. She was and they
Go ahead.
They say early on. They say early on the crystals are unstable, right? The tainted crystals or whatever. Yeah. So her singing basically caused the unstable crystals to go off like dynamite, I guess is the best way to acknowledge it.
Well, it kind of looked like she was trying to work through the Force because we know what happens in the end. Yeah. But like the singing was just like, it was the Force talking to her through her going out and switching it over. Right. And that was it. It seemed like this was a action of her using the Force to balance it, because that's what like when you saw the red and blue, it's still some were red, and it looked like the singing was the balancing of the Force. It's fucking artsy fartsy, but at least it's better than the fucking painting artsy fartsy we start off with. They start off with artsy fartsy in the beginning, start off in the end. This was the better two in my opinion. But go ahead, continue please.
So there, the thing blows up. Dad doesn't make it across, starts falling, and she goes to save him. They both start falling. I actually thought this was one of the cooler Jedi scenes where the Jedi comes down and uses lightsaber to go down the hill to save them. I thought it was great. And then you see after she saves them, they're like, all right, we're all going to die. Everything is falling. And she just starts singing and I guess purifies all of the crystals so that they're
safe. I think she balanced it. I didn't think she clarified all of it because there was still some red when you saw it go back. That's what I was thinking. I thought there was like an imbalance, and that's what was causing the instability. And by doing that, by singing, she was putting the balance back in between the two of them. So there was a balance, kind of much like the one you guys like so much, the Japanese version, the one that looked very animated. So, I mean, that's what I took for it. I liked it. I don't know. I thought it was cute.
And she's like, "Oh, you can come with me because you got the Force ability and this technique that is almost impossible to purify. You can do it with your voice." And she leaves, and that's the end.
Yeah, I was for the last one. It wasn't bad. It was that to me. It was probably not one of the greater ones. I was kind of like, might have been because it was the last one. At that point, I was getting a little bit like exhausted by it, and I was like, And I don't know. I had heard enough about Kyber crystals and
so basically, this whole story was about child labor and kids getting kidnapped by the Jedi at the end.
It's about kids not listening to people and getting into trouble. That's what it was about.
Yeah, kids not listening to the adults. Like,
Dom, did you
all of
like
them,
this
I
one?
think had a really cultural feel to it. But.
I thought it was cute.
Where was this animation studio from?
South Africa.
Oh, South
So I
Africa.
imagine
I was gonna
the
ask.
crystals and stuff were like diamond mines and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Probably played an analogy into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Was the Jedi in that last one? Is that the same species as that Jedi Padawan in High Republic
Saf.
Adventures?
Saf, no, we don't think so, but it had
No.
very similarities to it.
Yep.
What'd you guys think overall? I guess because like I know Jedi hated season 1. I wonder if this is.
Yeah, I'm still going back and watching season 1 in English. I haven't actually finished watching it in English yet.
Nice. Well, what'd you think overall? Overall, would you watch season 3?
Definitely.
He will because he has to.
Yeah, I'm saying like without us prompting him.
No, I'm saying
Without reviewing it,
I enjoyed this much better than season 1. You know, season 1 had some good episodes.
I like this better too. I agree. Yeah.
You know, it had some better. It went outside the box compared to first season, so it went outside a little bit more, and it was much more enjoyable. You know, not everybody's going to agree on all the episodes, but there was a theme to all the episodes, and there was a constant.
Kids don't listen.
Exactly, kids don't listen. Exactly, but I don't know.
I think that certain shows, and it's not just Star Wars, but certain shows I watch. They're what I kind of refer to as my spare time shows, and I'll just watch an episode here, there, wherever I have a little bit of free time. I'll sit down and watch an episode. Like Wayseeker said, yeah, having to binge this on what was already a pretty busy week with everything going on, Star Wars last week. It might have tainted how I feel about it. But I think maybe if I watched an episode here, there, one at a time and not overdose on it like I had to do the last 2 days, maybe I would have enjoyed it better.
Yeah, I think I watched it over 3 days. So
yeah, I kind of think that's the way it's meant to be watched too.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's meant to not necessarily be watched in order, and it's meant to not necessarily be binge watched. Like when you think of like an anthology like this, like I split it up over probably about just like Marco, about 3 days probably. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did it that way rather than try to watch them all back to back or something like that.
I liked Visions, but I must say that maybe it's because of the diversity of like, because you could really tell different styles. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You know, I mean, seeing like different styles from different, like there was a big feeling, as most of you know, like I'm very big into history and stuff, so I like to see these different type of cultural things and to see them all. Like you could tell, you knew the French one was pretty clear what they're talking about there. Same thing with when you start to get into some of the other ones. It was kind of nice, and you know, I mean, I thought they did a good job. And although I like the one that I will say was just the two that I'll say were disappointing were probably the two longest ones. The Boondock style one that they did, I was like, okay, fucking the ending kind of sucked. And then the one that you guys just absolutely adored, maybe it was because I was just like, I didn't watch that one more towards the end. I watched that one today, so it was probably one of the last 3 I watched. And by the time I got to it, I was kind of,
Which one was that?
That was the one with where the Padawans, they all die. Dom loved it because people were getting killed, and then he said he's going to turn
to the Dark Head.
Yeah, Journey to the Dark Head. And then there was the fight between the two, and then the heads were changing colors, so she couldn't blow them up.
I hated that one. Jedi hated that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, the rest of the people, Dom loved it, and JJ said it was his greatest of all time. But like, I mean, I get that anime.
I don't think that's what JJ said, but okay.
Of this series, he did. No, go rewind the tape. He said
that was Star Wars.
His favorite. He said that was his favorite this season. It was his favorite. Number one.
No, this Creatures Reach was my favorite.
No,
I thought JJ said that one was
the other one you all hated.
Oh, that one stunk too. I didn't like.
First things first, Jerome. Tell Jerome there is a Funko Pop of Hondo. So if he wants a Funko Pop, go to the Disney shop.
But there's no keychain.
No keychain, but a Funko Pop. So tell him.
No, there's no way they're going to do that. That one was probably the weakest of them. But overall, like I don't know. I liked them better. I liked it as a whole. Like
1 to 10 this season.
Well, let's say if
It's
I
hard to rank it because it's not a season. Like
well, I mean the episode, like compared to last season.
I liked
well,
it. I liked it better than last season.
Yeah, if I had 7 on last season, this was an 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
but the reason why 7. But the reason why it was a 7 last season was mainly because of the one Ninja Jedi Hidden Samurai. There was like 2 episodes last season that were really, really good.
Yo, the Ronin and the 9th. Well, you had the Elder, and you had the 9th Jedi, which were really cool.
The 9th one was my favorite from last season, and I don't think there are any of them that are better than that one, but I just think they were consistently better.
Yeah, agreed.
You didn't like the Pinocchio one?
Still think there's my favorite 3 from last season are still my favorite 3 even after this.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think maybe Screecher's Reach for me maybe reaches that 3, but
fucking
to me,
Screecher's Reach
from last season. For me, from last season, Ronin, 9th Jedi, and even the Elder were all better than this one. I think.
Were every one of these focused around a young child in this season? Were they all focused around?
Not everyone. Sith wasn't.
Well, they had kids in the first season
one.
too.
The first episode, yeah.
And actually,
the first one. Okay.
It's hard to tell a lot of times the Japanese animation style, which is what the Korean studio used in turning to the Dark Head, but I don't really think they were intended to be children. Because I think he's intended to be like a knight at that point, because I don't think he has a Padawan braid or anything left. Like he would have been like Anakin's age in the Clone Wars type of thing.
Well, she referred to him as a Jedi, I think. Not a Padawan.
Yeah. The girl.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the council leader said we're sending a Jedi with you.
Yeah, she says we're sending a Jedi with you or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But the girl does say you're one of the young ones. So
he looks like a kid, yeah, because he's so short or whatever.
Yep.
Right.
It's not as good as Young Jedi Adventures. I watched that first.
Oh well. Yeah. I'll never go.
You just like nubs.
Like the mugger's face.
I really like Young Jedi Adventures.
Wayseeker says shit on this show just to get a rise out of people because you know that shit can't be true. That shit.
No, it actually is
buying
true.
the toys and the pop.
Young Jedi Adventures. I've watched episodes.
That's like him and the sand. We get the bits.
Twice.
That's you and the Sansa thing. It's not that good. It's fucking.
Young Jedi Adventures is really good.
Something in Star Wars is for everybody.
That's fine. You don't have to like it. But I really
apparently,
enjoy
people,
it.
if it's the shit of Star Wars, Wayseeker's gonna like it.
Blame Kathleen Kennedy.
No.
But
JJ's the only one that's watched it, I think, other than me.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
watched
true.
the first.
I can't
Well,
say anything.
2 episodes for half hour.
I know.
So I guess I watched
We
about
all-
4 episodes. I guess.
I think that's the good part about Star Wars is that we all like some of it that's shit. Like there's shit stuff that I like too in Star Wars. And you just gotta live in it. It's nice.
Live it. Love it.
So we're gonna get season 3 on
Let me
that.
ask this.
That's good.
I was going to ask this on season 3. If season 3 is a real thing, which it probably is going to be, would you rather have them do it like this,
Yes,
where it's
100%.
like shotgun spread of cultures, or would you rather have them do it like the first season, not necessarily Japanese again, but where they take like a, let's say, I don't know, European influence to it?
No, because I think I think unfortunately the problem with the first, not a problem, but now seeing this because it was unique at the time, but like they took one kind of area and were like, okay, cool, you all have to do different styles though. Where here it could be like you could do a style based on your culture, and I thought that was really. I mean, I enjoyed that. I don't know if anybody. That's probably not what other people enjoyed about it, but that's what I enjoyed about it. So.
This may be a little off the wall. I would almost like to see StarWars.com, whoever, do a poll where people can vote on their top 3. Those top 3 companies selected get to be in season 3. Other than that, all the other episodes have to be brand new companies, brand new
That'd be cool.
cultures, everything. I think that would be cool.
I think too. Could they like 15 minutes in and out? No more of this 19 minute, 12 like. You get 15 included credits. It should be 10-minute shorts. 8 to 12-minute shorts.
You wouldn't think those 4 minutes could seem like a long time, but they do.
There's like 3
that way though.
There's 3 episodes that if they took out like those extra 4 minutes, they could have cleaned shit up. I mean, it would have been cleaner.
Yeah, but I think that's just a decision of the studio that's making it, right? I mean, to me, like if you look at it last season, like the longest one was the one that we all kind of agree was one of the best ones, which was Nice Jedi. Like that was by far the longest one, by like 5 minutes.
Fair.
I mean, depending on how they use their time, I think is more the thing. But I agree with you. Like a lot of those, they could have cut.
But then again, they had Boba
by
Fett
a
banned.
quarter or something almost, and ended up right where they were. So
They had Boba Fett's banned last year,
I'll
which,
take that as a favorite.
although it was fine, was not just. I mean, like
It wasn't good. But
it wasn't Boba Fett's band. It was Boba Fett was bounty hunter for the
Donnie
kid in
went
the band. Or whatever.
after Jabba's nephew or cousin or whatever it was.
Mhm.
oh, I forgot that nobody gives a shit. I forgot about that. Okay.
Nobody
Nah,
gives a
details,
shit.
Margaret,
I'm just
details.
I'm gonna bring Young Jedi Adventures. I'm gonna say there are people out there, that say Tabor speaks a lot like Martian Rowe. If
Nobody
Tabor,
but you says that.
if Tabor is related to Martian Rowe, would you care more about the show?
No,
No.
it's
No,
tough.
that
It's
would
tough
make it more
watch, bro.
ridiculous.
No, bro, it's such a tough watch. I watched 3 episodes and all the shorts.
Well,
It's a tough watch, bro.
I
We're
take
not
it
the
with
audience for that.
I take it with a huge grain of salt. Yeah, we're not the audience for that.
You're
So,
not
like,
the audience.
I may be entertained a little bit by one or two things, but like
Way
I'm obviously not
secret.
gonna say it's.
Dude, you know how
I really
feel like
enjoy it. The truth, I really enjoy it.
let me explain to you how this works, right? I looked around, I was trying to watch it, and I go, shit, there's dirty dishes in the sink. I better go clean those dirty dishes. That's what the fuck happened there.
Yeah.
I
my
was like,
question
oof.
is, so I obviously don't have kids, so I don't have kids to sit down and watch it with. Did you guys sit down and watch it with your kids, or did you just sit down and watch it? on your own?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I started off before going over, and
Yeah.
like I said, her favorite character was not the fucking Funko Pop kid, not the boy, and not the little blue thing. Because I asked, I was like, oh
The
yeah,
girl, the girl.
there's the
Jedi.
other, the girl Jedi or whatever the girl thing. I didn't watch enough.
Liz?
I mean,
Liz,
whatever. I don't give a shit.
the blue,
I wasn't trying
the
to.
blue, the one
Yeah.
that makes the animals and the plants
Well-
that can really speak.
Well, listen, Wave Seeker enjoyed it so much. Instead of his daughter saying again, he was like again. His daughter kept replaying it. He kept saying,
So true story. My kid is trying to tuck me into cosplaying as Nubs at Comic-Con. So there is a chance in July that I might go as Nubs.
"Oh boy, I got to see this."
You're going to be
Hey,
fucking
You like a big
arrested if you
Ewok
do that.
costume,
You
can't
do know that. They're going to arrest you if you do that.
But
We're
isn't
gonna
Nubs
take
the
a picture,
little
put it all
like,
over the internet.
They're going to arrest you.
Yeah, they
You
won't.
will- They will arrest you. They'll first, yeah.
Google
You can't
Nubs.
go.
I can't remember which one it is.
PBS. Nubs is that blue fucking teddy bear fucking stupid ass thing that does not fucking talk just because he goes, yeah.
Yes,
Fuck
Nubs talks a little bit.
You will be
That's
so
it.
Or whatever
uncomfortable. How
that
would
is.
you even do that?
I'm gonna see if we might pull it off.
This is what happens.
like
This is
a-
what hey,
Yeah,
this is what happens with this is what happens when
I
you
was about
fuck
to say character
Santa.
costume.
When you fuck the Santa thing up, your daughter sets you up for failure, bro. That's what happened. This is it. She's gonna throw you down to the bottom of the hole one
Revenge.
day. Yeah, this is it.
You gotta throw him over the edge of the hole.
Yeah, or over the edge back into the
Oh
pit.
shit!
Yeah.
I googled Nubs cosplay, and I think I thought I was in trouble there for a minute, but okay.
Oh, shit. That was, hey,
Real quick on the
hey,
next
did you
thing, though,
hey,
have you guys did you
when
see
you're-
the plush that they put on for the Disney thing? It does not look like the character at all. Like it looks like Nubs if he was like 40 years old and didn't shave.
Yeah.
did you guys see the?
The
You guys
plush
look
that
at the
they have
chat
for Disney Store.
when
Yeah,
I
I
misspelled Yoda. What came up at
that was-
Penguin
that
Random House? The fuck was that?
Oh yeah.
The fuck was that?
I like
I
it.
don't know. Dom, did you order one of
All the
those?
Penguin publishes
What?
a lot of stuff.
Misspelled Yoda manga.
When I misspelled
No.
Yoda, it came up with what the hell is it
Yeah,
called?
I see that. That was funny when you sent that. and
Holy
you
shit!
turned around and
I was
goes,
like,
"Oh, Dom is gonna get it now." I was
holy
like, "Damn, by
shit!
3."
Oh my god! I was like, what the fuck is this?
That was funny.
So I go to check. That's where I get a lot of the preview books and stuff like that because it's easier and you get better resolution for those people in the chat that don't know. When I do the FOC and I do the, but I typed in it said YA.
I think you did YO space DA or something. Like
No,
that.
I did YODA. It somehow I did YADO. That's what I did. I did YADO, and it said there's no such thing, but there is YA space DO, and it was
How can we? Let me pull it up so I can explain this.
Adult Japanese
How
manga.
come we get a strike here?
It was a burlesque type.
It was
lady.
very plump. It was very plump.
Yeah, plump.
Yes, very plump.
Endowed, I think, and we could say endowed.
Hey, but
It's something that you would see on SNS more than this show, for sure.
maybe I'll send it over there.
Sadly, that's
what was it called? All right, it's called "Do You Like Big?" This is not for real. Holy shit, that's what this is called. It said results for YADO number 8. So it was supposed to be YODA number 8, but I typed in YADO on accident, number 8. And the only thing that popped up was "Do You Like Big Girls?" Volume 8 by Juro. Okay, we got to show this now. How can I do this?
We got to show it.
You got to share your screen.
Nah, I'm not sharing my screen because it's got the personal stuff on it, but I'll pull up something real quickly now. All right. Fucking hey, man. I don't even know how this happened, but it's okay. Yep. Here, I'll just do this. I'll copy this image real quickly right here while you guys fill in for me a little bit. And there we go with one of those. Okay. And then we will.
I'm just going to say Dom liked it. That's all. I'll just leave it
Dom,
at that.
Dom definitely liked it.
No, I like everything. I like Mikey.
I'm just making sure there's no personal information on this. Okay. All right. So we'll load this in real quickly. And then if there's small children around, please.
It's 12 o'clock at night. What kid should be up?
Well, if they're watching the repeat, we get like 400 views in repeat there. But, all right.
It's out of the repeat.
Can't be any worse than Dom's memes of the week.
Dom wanted all the kids to get shot, so I mean,
Hey.
no worse than that.
Those are adults too.
I gotta double check this. I think it's okay. Well, I mean, it's Penguin Random House. I mean, how bad could it be? All right, let's see what this says. Okay, there you go. So see, there's 1,300. It was. I obviously typed in YADO number 8 instead of YODA number 8, and this is what you get here. Do You Like Big Girls? Volume 8,
which means there's
prison
7 volumes before this.
Yes,
prison pervs and play dates.
I was like, what the fuck am I pulling up here? Because at first I got up, I didn't look, and I went to go because you like Crick to do the thing, and this almost made the well, I guess it did make the show because it made the slides. But yeah, what the fuck is Penguin Random House selling this for?
Her head is not proportionate to the.
That's what you're thinking right now.
What's going on?
The boobs are being held up.
We gotta wait all the way until September 23rd or whatever.
I think this is this why Sam likes this? Is this Sam like this is why he likes these manga books? Is because of this?
Yeah,
dude. Oh yeah.
Picking up right now. So we were at 30 and now we're at 32. So maybe we go longer.
It is in paperback, I believe. Maybe we should. I don't know. I don't know if I can't have this around the house because I have kids, but
you could hide it in one of your boxes.
I'm curious if you're ever going to pump and dump something, this would be.
I'm curious about the keywords. How you end up with like ghost?
Yeah, how did fucked up Yoda number 8 end up turning into how does any of this work out?
Like where's your algorithm at?
That's the type of book you bring into the bathroom when you pump and dump.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like how does Yado 8 turn into
whatever this is?
8? What the fuck?
I guess it's because of volume 8. They're like,
I must say I'm intrigued. I want to know
I think Yoda 8 should come up before this, personally, for Yado 8. But hey.
I would agree. I would agree that it should have been. I mean, I get that I screwed up, but shit, dude, if you're gonna suggest something like, I don't know, pump and dump for sure, Jedi. All right, she's got back problems. Yeah, I mean, I know. Yeah, maybe this is good content for the boys over on Friday night. They can order this book and
we'll review it. Jedi review it. What else? What's
Ghost Ship?
Yeah, what else we gonna do?
I don't know what
you reading.
Your guys' show's been doing really good lately. So is SNS. So keep it up, boys. And
Random Victory has a point. It starts with do and ends with 8.
Yeah, that's all. It does have that.
All right, everybody who's in the chat right now.
And there's you and
What?
Don't miss Friday's new show, which could possibly be a new name. We're not sure yet. We're rebranding the name.
You might have a new name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're rebranding it.
We're probably going to rebrand. So, yeah, we have a couple options on the table. So we will probably sometime this week, probably by TAC, we'll let Pete know so he can let everybody know on TAC. Also, since we're doing a PSA, if you haven't already watched the show, we're doing a giveaway. Go check out the show. Put your guesses as to how much I spent on May the 4th in the comments after, in the comments. And
Is this everything?
$536.
What not and everything that you spent?
Anything. It was online. How much I spent on May 4th. On May 4th. And if you the closest without going over and the closest without going under will both win a prize. And if you nail it, if you're that good a guesser and you nail it, you're going to get something really special.
536.89.
Everybody else is high. I'm going to come in and bid $1. Like, Price is Right.
That's not how that. You can't do that.
$1.
Yeah, you got to put it. I think you got to go to their show, guys, not in our chat.
Yeah, show off the book that we're reviewing again, since it's right there for you. Next week we're reviewing.
I don't think Jerry's going to finish by then. I got to go buy this book.
It is Path of Vengeance by Kevin Scott.
I literally only have I only have, because I have soccer games on Wednesday and
I'm on chapter
Saturday. I have what day? And then I have contracts I got to get signed on Monday and Friday.
Hey, brother, we can push another week. I'm not going to complain about it.
I don't know what we're going to do next week if we don't do that. But
I have Tuesday. I have to read this book, I think, on Tuesday. So, and then Wayseeker's going to tell me how I didn't read it, and then I'm going to have to spoil it.
Do the reference book. Talking about doing reference.
No, we'll do that. We got that. We're going to do that, and then like after the next week after that, we can review. Oh my god! So we can stop dogging on to make Ed happy, to stop dogging on Dom. We can dog on Wayseeker, and we can review the fucking terrible ass little kitty shows. But
me and JJ are going to try to figure out how to review the game sometime, but we both have to play through it for a while, so at least get
I want to get at least the way in 80% through.
It's not. How many pages are in that book, Jedi? That's not even that big.
500.
500. Well, it's not a big book, but there's 503 pages if I remember right.
Okay.
Is it young adult or adult?
It's young adult.
Oh shit! No, there's 500 and.
It's
Don't do that though, because you're talking about the acknowledges and the prelogue and all that.
It's whatever the high school.
517 altogether, but
it's the high school, whatever. So.
But it's not
it's a bit wordy though.
Pages are like, I don't know what like.
The print's pretty big. The book is smaller. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll only take a couple hours. You'll be good.
You'll get it done.
All
right, I don't know about Jedi. Dom was supposed to read some books, and he just keeps saying I'm going to read books and never does. So
the books pop up, and all of a sudden you guys read it in a week, and it's like I'm lucky I freaking read a comic in a week.
It's bullshit. I give them a whole week before I even go and buy the book, dude. Yeah, so it's at least 2 weeks.
We've been Jedi likes to get 2 weeks, and so we've been doing the 2 weeks thing. So, but this one unfortunately isn't on audiobook, so that's really crappy.
I have to remember to buy it.
I want my Kira book.
I just haven't had time lately. I'm so far behind.
Yeah, Kira's coming out in October.
Crimson Dawn.
I have faith in them. I have faith they'll get it done in time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's cool. Good show, boys. Then we have that next week. Okay, we got to review that. I'm just trying to think about anything else that's coming up that's important. So make sure you check out TAC this week.
Check out Pete's connecting covers for Star Wars since you're Star Wars
on Monday. And then we'll have something interesting this week too.
We're talking Friday. We're going to be talking Saturday morning cartoons too, so you'll get an old man's perspective.
They had cartoons when you were young.
A few, yeah.
Were they like all black and white?
Were they written on the cave wall?
You could hear the projector running to it.
Claymation.
Was it just no? It was flip book. It was flip book. Where it was like
it was Davy and Goliath. The type of claymation. Davy and Goliath.
It was original stop motion animation.
Yeah, right. All right. So you can have better paper for that. Hey, Jerome, I've been saying this a lot lately. Most of the Dark Horse books, and if you bought them again today, even like their paper for the Dark Horse books that didn't have the sheen covers, because wasn't Nameless. Nameless had did Nameless have the hardcover? The Dark Horse is doing a really good job with the books. The paper quality's better. I mean, I'm still not touching the paper with my greasy hands, but or oily hands, but they did it. I mean, I like that they have the most adorable creatures you can have. I like that they have that too. But I like that they have that harder shell on the outside of them. They're doing a good job. So, all right, cool. All right, yeah. So we're mostly entertaining and always listening. Cool. Was there something else I said we'd talk about at the end? We didn't want to talk about in the beginning, or did we get to it? All right, cool. I think we started off with something. We cut it off because we were gonna get into. And I was like, no, we can talk about it later. But that's all right. All right, we'll talk about some other time.
What about Star Wars? Was had a good week.
It did have a good. Don't you start with John right now? Don't you start? Give him that. All right, we'll have a good one, guys. We'll see y'all later.